we might as well rock and roll. I woke up in the morning into my dreaming, longing and I'm yearning, 'cause I got what I'm feeling. The voice on the radio said the world is ending. You wanna hear what I say? Yeah, I'm tired of pretending. Is this all there is? Is this all there is? There must be more than this. If it ain't so, we might as well rock and roll.
Yes, guys. Good evening. What a show we got for you today, guys. We are here to talk about this Isak situation that's taken a massive left turn, especially in the last 24 hours or so. There's so much to talk about this. So I couldn't do it on my own. And I know another guy who's just as pissed off as me about all this, and that's my man, Mr. James Redmond. James, how you doing?
You can say that again, mate. You can say that again. I'm great, lads. I'm great. Thank you for having me on. I took this as a therapeutic opportunity, to be honest with you, Jay. Obviously, I love spending time with you as well, but that was one of my other reasons, because, oh, mate, what a day it's been. But no, I'm good. I'm glad that we're live, finally. I've been in work today, so it's nice to be on camera.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I appreciate you being here, as always, you know that. And, this is...
man. I appreciate you asking me.
We got stuff to talk about, man. We have got stuff to talk about.
Where do you want to start? It's been a mad 24 hours, hasn't it?
So, obviously, we know the Isak situation has been running most of this summer with Liverpool Football Club as their number one transfer target. And the transfer rumours for this it's been going in and out. No one knows what's going on. And then yesterday, Mr. Alexander Isak spoke for himself for the first ever time in this saga. And he put a statement out on his Instagram that hit apparently when everyone was at the PFA Awards last night. And in it, he basically said that what you're hearing from Newcastle, the media that run Newcastle, the reporters that are talking on my name right now, are all lying to you. Everyone's lying to you.
Yeah.
And I want to leave this football club right now. And then literally an hour later, Newcastle come out of their statement as well and trying to put Isak back in his place. And Newcastle fans have been the worst since then as well. And James, I'm going to let you go first, man, because I've got things to say as well. But I know you've got a lot of stuff you want to get off your chest here, man. And vent you can, man. Go for it.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you. I do want to just say hello to the chat as well. That all the comments are dead lovely, and I know that a lot of people on here. There's a shared community with myself, Coppish, obviously you as well, Jay. So really happy to be here. And you're right, I've got so much to say, and where to start is.
Before we go on, Jay. Before we go on, big up little Alfie in the chat, man. That is my best mate's son. So big up to my boy Alfie there as well.
This is Alfie.
I've known Alfie since he was a baby. He's my best mate.
Alfie.
He's my best mate's son. Big up to Alfie.
Yeah, mate. By the way, Jay.
You're right.
No. Yeah, I cut out, and then I heard you say that at the end, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm glad that I cut back in for that."
Go for it. Go on.
Yeah, man. Where to start? So I think it reminds me of Ekatike. So do you remember when we signed Ekatike? And that was like the big win. We gave you our number one target. And now this means we've won the Isak War and we led you into signing Ekatike. Jay, the first question I'll bounce back to you. Why is the narrative now changed? Because, Jay, I'm not being delusional, and that was a widely accepted view by Newcastle fans that we got Ekatike, and that meant we basically lost the Isak saga.
Yeah.
So why is that now flipped? This is a question to you. Why is that now flipped to, oh, if you didn't steal Ekatike from us, then we would have gave you Isak? Are you joking me? Like,
I know.
but they're saying it with seriousness, though, Jay. And I don't know why.
And I don't get it either, because I think it's even been said today. I think James Pearce said today that Liverpool are confused about this position where Newcastle's saying about this Ekatike deal, is that James Pearce has basically said that Liverpool have been talking to Ekatike since January or something mad like that. He's been one of Liverpool's main objectives this summer, and that's who Liverpool wanted anyway. And yeah, Newcastle put in a bid for him, but they put in a terrible bid for him. Ekatike didn't want to come. He always had Liverpool in mind because Liverpool have always spoken to Ekatike. And Liverpool just waiting there, biding their time to make that bid for Ekatike. So it's a weird statement from Newcastle and the media of Newcastle right now, because I've seen this all day. I've seen Don Hutchison talking absolute bullshit all day. I've seen Henry Winter talking absolute bullshit today as well. I added them in a tweet today and none of them got back to me because I wanted to know their response about the Wissa stuff. Apparently it's all right lowballing Wissa, because he's got a year left in his contract.
This was going to be my second point.
Not giving him the value. All he's been told as a Liverpool fan is, grow up and give the value of Newcastle want for him, that's how negotiations work, James. You just go with the first bid. It's the first offer straight away. You don't negotiate no more. Apparently with Newcastle, you just got to give the bid and we're the bad guys, and I don't get it.
It's a terrible narrative to go with the fact you're bullying another club and simultaneously you have done the exact same thing literally 12 hours after you accused us of being the big bad bullies and we never bid enough, so therefore we're in the wrong. We offered, should I say, 80% of their overall asking price. We offered 80%. Jay, that's a fine starting point. It's a very fine starting point. We're not talking about tens of millions, by the way. We're talking about over 100 million. We're talking about significant money, which means, yes, 110 sounds far away from 150 or 115 or whatever it was with add-ons. It sounds far away. It's a record-breaking transfer bid. I'm sorry. I cannot understand how that is disrespectful. I can't understand how that's ludicrous. Then I get hit with the Coutinho comparison. Then I get hit with Trent. And then I get hit with all this. And I'm like, why can't we prioritise this as its own unique situation? Not with the similarities that it has to these other deals, which aren't even similar. The Coutinho one's different for many things. Trent isn't even comparable. You could compare the Coutinho one a bit more for me. I just, again, where do I start? The last night is a good point. For me, I thought when Isak put that out, I was very encouraged to see it come from the horse's mouth, because we all know this is what he's been thinking. We all know this is what he's been saying. This was just the final confirmation to any Newcastle fan that he is also a big driving force in this. It's almost like the Liverpool bully narrative was to cope with the idea that Isak might just be getting told sweet nothings and we're trying to get bullied into selling him for less. Liverpool have knew the entire time we would not be able to get that man for less than 130 million British pounds. The initial bid was a starting point, as it always is, to create conversation. In this scenario, it was a respectable offer. We then was willing to increase the offer. But Jay, instead of giving the offer straight away, what did we do? We likely, based on the reliable A1 tier 1 journos on this scenario all summer, shout out to Indy, we have likely spoke to them behind the scenes and confirmed to them, we're happy to wait until you've got a striker. We don't want to break any relationship. So this rivalry created amongst the fans, I think it's just between the fans. I think behind the scenes, there's a lot more respect. There will be a lot of confusion. There'll be a lot of difficulty. There's two opposing agendas. We want him. They want to keep him. But the difference is that the player also wants it. He's been willing to go through now. And now I'll lead on to the Isak sort of, the campaign that has been smeared against him, essentially. The reason why I use that, I don't use it lightly, because I have seen Gyökeres in this very same window do exactly what Isak did to push his move and it not be an issue. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a club that naturally is a feeder club. That's just the way that sport in Lisbon have been for years, and this is not any different. Victor Gyökeres claimed he was made promises by the ownership, which this was the whole point why Arsenal didn't get him earlier, Jay, remember? Because they were offering him money that they deem reasonable, or sporting money that they deem reasonable. But then the sporting director got his Billy Big Bollocks out and he said, actually, no, you're not going to be getting him for that price. We're going to ask for a little bit more. Gyökeres throws a fit, says, I'll never play for you, says, I'll never do this. Please tell me what major article called him out for that or said he was wrong. Because I'm okay with you saying Isak was wrong. Okay, just say it for Gyökeres. Okay, you want to say it for Gyökeres because it's a different league. Visa, in talks with the exact club we're in talks with, the club that is claiming we're in the wrong is doing the exact same thing to Brentford. Do you know the rebuttal I got earlier, Jay? I got the rebuttal, and apparently this is all right. He's 28 and he's got however long left on his contract. Apparently that's the rebuttal to what makes this scenario with Visa moral and Isak immoral, because Isak's got 3 years left instead of 1, and he's 26 instead of 28, or 25 instead of 28.
I saw it today as well. I've got comments today about it.
The cope, and it's not at this point. I never like generalising, so this is not to all Newcastle fans. I've got a lot of respect for some of them. I think the loud minority have disappointed that fan base today. It's happened with Liverpool. We saw it on the weekend with the racist fan. One can ruin it for everyone else and can paint a bad image on everyone else. And that was horrible. And anyone who wears the shirt represents the shirt. For me, though, Jay, I'm absolutely disgraced at the fact that Isak has got to a point where, and I believe him. I believe that he was promised things. I believe. Who was the girl? What do you remember the girl's name? Who was the sporting director originally, Jay?
Amanda Stevely.
Yeah, so she was the original director. This is another thing that's being given as a rebuttal. She was the one who offered him the new contract. Paul Mitchell comes in, withdraws the offer because he feels other players need to be prioritised, right? Someone said to me, so Isak can't have a hissy fit because these were two different people and it was the person who made the promise. Who did Amanda represent at the time of giving Isak the offer, Jay?
Well, she represented Newcastle, didn't she?
I'm pretty sure it was. And who did Paul Mitchell represent at the time of the offer, Jay?
I believe it was Newcastle, Jay.
I agree, mate. So throughout this whole saga, the representatives of Newcastle United, who Isak has a problem with, have gone back on an offer they said they were going to give him. I don't care if it was two different people. If that happened in my work, I was told I was going to get a wage increase based on performance, and some new manager came in and said that, actually, Jay, you're not going to be getting that. Guess what, Mr. Jamie Phillips? I am walking out that door and I'm protesting until I get my increase. Do you understand?
Exactly. It happened with Sporting.
It's really simple.
Gyökeres was offered a promise about something, about leaving the club, and it was from the old people that weren't there this season. So, but he still kicked up a fuss.
Yeah.
So, look, do I think Isak's gone about everything correctly? I've said this many times. I don't think he has, right? No. I don't like it particularly, but it's a player I want, so I'm going to put up with it because it's a player I want, right? Yeah. But I can't sit here and be a hypocrite because I hated the way Coutinho did it and so forth, so on. But I'm not going to sit here and go like, this is not what footballers do in this day and age. When they want to go to a bigger team and they feel like, if he feels hard done by that football club, because I look at the Anthony Gordon situation last year of him. Liverpool wanted him last summer, as we know. Liverpool were very close to getting Anthony Gordon. It was extremely close. I think Anthony Gordon even went to England training in England camp that summer and said he was
very close.
It was a very, very close thing. Guess what? They gave him a new deal. Yeah. Anthony Gordon's on more money than Alexander Isak.
There we go.
Alexander Isak considers himself probably in his age range. Him and Haaland are the two best strikers in the world at their age range. 26 and under. They're probably the two best. You got obviously your Kanes and your all that who are coming to their retirement now. Haaland and Isak are going to be the two main guys in the next few years. He wants what he feels his value is. In his opinion, he's just won a League Cup, a trophy for the first time in 70 years for Newcastle as the main striker. Something that legendary strikers at that football club have not done.
That's right.
He scored 63 goals in 2.5 seasons.
Jay, you're not talking about a specific striker who justified Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
You're
I might
not
not be,
about him, are you?
No, yeah, I don't know.
Mr. Alan Shearer, mate.
Oh, man.
No, he's absolutely out of order.
The manager that got them relegated. And it's just the way football is right now, that these players will look at it and think, I've been promised this and promised that. I've seen players at the football club that are on bigger wages than me, that in my opinion are not better or more important to this football club than I am right now. And I want to get what I'm worth. And I think that's what he's talking about, these promises. I think the promises was that contract. And in his opinion, they've not given him that new deal. Yeah. And you got Bruno Guimaraes, I expect Tonali, Anthony Gordon. They're probably on more money than he is. And he's sitting there thinking, so you can't give me this new contract.
Agreed.
You know what? If you can't give me this new contract, guess what? I'm going to go to a club that can.
Yeah.
Because I've got a value to myself and what I think I'm worth. And if you're not going to give me that, I want to go elsewhere. And the thing is, James, as well, that irritates me at the moment, bigger clubs with better players than Alexander Isak in history have left them football clubs, right? Luis Suarez left Liverpool, right? We have had to sell big name footballers, yeah? Big name footballers, right? To get where we are, yeah? It's just the way it is. Real Madrid sell big name footballers. They might not want them anymore, but they're big proper names with good money. Yeah. They let go in the past. Man United have sold Cristiano Ronaldo in the past. Yeah. You know, players have left. What gives Newcastle? Why do Newcastle fans at this moment in time think they're above everyone else? And I don't know if the majority think they are, but it feels like, for me, that they think like they're up here right now. And why should we sell Isak? What gives anyone any right? Well, Liverpool sold, Man United sold, Real Madrid has sold. It happens in football.
It's football. Yeah. We've just won the league and we had to sell Diaz. And a lot of people weren't up for selling Diaz, the club included. Yeah. So, ultimately it does happen and you do lose out to big buyers. There's 2 points I want to sort of, not even rebuttal, because I know you were just mentioning them sort of for the thing, but the Gordon thing that you mentioned. And again, it's not a rebuttal, it's just more an addition. An addition on. So for me, he weren't incentivized to leave. He weren't disrespected in the way that Isak is claiming to be disrespected in, like what you said, Jay, negotiations over a contract. What was interesting for me reading Isak's statement, and then I'll continue on the Gordon point, and then I'll answer your question. For Isak, I think when I was looking at that quote, I was reading plural. I was reading promises. I weren't reading promise, right? That for me indicates maybe he was made a few more promises. Maybe he was told the club would be ambitious. You know what I'm saying? Big up, by the way. Thank you so much. That's a lovely comment. Massive big up. Big up to my man Sam in the chat as well. Still a member on my channel, even though I haven't posted in over a year. You could say I've robbed him. Do you know what I mean? You could say
big up Sam, man. Big up
Sam. Stayed a member the whole entire time. If anyone else has as well, big up.
That's
you didn't need to do it.
Loyalty.
That's loyalty, mate. I haven't posted in like a year and he's still a member. He still says I've nicked his money. I disagree, but that's fine. That's fine. True Geordie is a sausage. I'd like you to expand on what he said about Jota in a minute. Did he say something about Jota? Because that's what Sam said before.
Oh, have you not heard it?
I have not heard this, to be honest. In fact, I wanted to hear this first.
So he was talking about the exact situation, right? And he almost...
Which he's handled terribly whenever speaking about it, by the way.
He sort of compared the Isak and Jota situation as the same.
I'd love to know how. Are you able to?
It's absolutely mental. If I can find the clip, I'll let you go on a minute and I'll go look for the clip. And then we'll get.
Do you know what I'll do? I don't want to speak on it until I've seen the clip, even though it sounds horrible enough already. So I'll just continue on the point I was saying before. We'll go back to it. To summarise the Gordon point, Gordon, like you said, Jay, he was offered a new contract. He was given a new deal. He was respected for the value that he brought to Newcastle Football Club. And they did not want to lose him. And when they let go of Elliot Anderson, which now the likes of True Geordie's coming out saying we had to sell. Yes, you have to sell players. It's the way that football works. I don't know why Newcastle and Villa are the only teams immune to it. Gordon was incentivised to stay, and that's fair. That's how football works. The player was happy. And then you mentioned Coutinho, Jay. We'll get onto the clip in a second, but I just did want to respond to this. Coutinho, the difference between Coutinho and Isak, Coutinho weren't made promises that weren't kept, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's the difference for me. I agree with you. I wouldn't like it if this was one of my players doing this. In fact, I'd hate it, and I probably would say the same thing as the Newcastle fans. But the one thing I'm able to do, I was able to do it with the Trent thing. I'm able to do it with all deals. I can look back on the Suarez and Arsenal thing and do the same. It's all right to be able to sit there and say the player has a right to be upset. I get gentlemen's agreements are not on paper, but I do think the club have gave him an indication selling him is an option. I do think the club have said in the contract that was offered to him, maybe in the contract offer, there was promised a release clause. Now I'm just speculating. But Isaac, this wouldn't have been the first time he's thought about leaving Newcastle. He's had 3 seasons there. He's already highly performed at a great level the season previous to this one. He'd have had the thought of a big move already in hand. He definitely would have. So for me, I'm sitting there and I'm going, if he was made these promises and weren't giving it, Jay, if I offered you a job and I gave you terms and conditions and said later down the line, these are the perks you're going to receive. I haven't gave you it on paper yet, but these are what you're going to get. You're in desperate need for a job. You've got the job, right? But you don't get the perks later down the line. Does that create a bit of distrust between me and you?
Yeah, you're pissed, don't you?
Yes, because now you've accepted the job. Even though it was on verbal terms, I've gave you no reason not to trust me at the first stage. We're now at a later stage and I broke all the promises I made to you. That's the difference. And this is what I want to clarify to anyone watching who compares it to Coutinho or compares it to Gordon. He was promised things that wasn't given. Gordon wasn't, Coutinho wasn't. And that's why I can't compare it. And that's why I think Isak is right to protest, because even though contractually he plays for Newcastle United, morally, Newcastle could have still done a lot of wrong here, and I think that needs to be listened to be fair.
I agree. Look, with like you say, with the Coutinho situation, it was a situation where Liverpool and Coutinho had no promises made to each other. There was nothing there. He was arguably our best player at the time, because Salah was still coming through that season. And we loved the guy, and Barcelona rated him highly and saw a potential, like Liverpool are doing. Isak, see a potential, get a player to go up a level. Some people might say, I don't, but some people might see Barcelona as a bigger club than Liverpool. I particularly don't. I don't think anyone's bigger than us, but some people might, And Coutinho probably did. He saw maybe Barcelona at that level in time right now suited more to where he wants to go.
What about Mache?
I hear it. But, it's like, so we told Barcelona in the summer, he's not for sale. Our statement was so different to Newcastle's. We told him we're not accepting anything. Don't even bother bidding. It'd be a Liverpool player.
There's left room for an offer. This is what I was going to say before. There's so much to say. They left room for an offer if you look into
it's a weak statement. It's
a very weak statement, mate. It's a very weak statement. And everyone was crapping themselves because it was well worded. That's just it. And if people can't read between the lines, they can't read the actual words that they're saying.
No, they're just reading the words, ain't they?
It just confirms where we was 4 days ago. Do you know what I mean? They need a replacement first, and then an offer that's suitable, and then we'll sell them. They're the conditions. You know what I mean?
They've gave Liverpool encouragement to put a bid in.
Yeah. And I think now the discussions will take place this week, and after Monday, there will be a bid put on the table, a significant one at that. And I think if Newcastle have Visa, I think they do need 2 to make it definitive. But I think even 1, just Visa, might even push it over the line, depending on the bid. Anyway, we'll sidetrack the Isak stuff, because this is
the stuff. If people have not watched it,
I've been in work for 2 days, people. So anything besides Isak, I haven't kept up with.
I'll play it and just everyone tell me if they can hear it first. So,
when we were about to line up,
can you hear that?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's go again. Let's start from the beginning. Right, here we go.
Me yesterday, when we were about to line up, this fucking prick isn't turning up, and and I understand you don't care about the fans, right? Even though they literally worship you, and you were on the fucking bus a couple of fucking weeks ago, celebrating as if you loved us all and telling the cameras whatnot, I love Newcastle, da 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 da. But the Jota thing, you see the way Mo Salah is deeply affected by losing Jota. This is what teammates can really mean to each other. Do you know what I mean? And we've all worked in jobs before, and you have the camaraderie where it's you don't want to see your fucking mates. Me yesterday, when we were about to line up, this fucking prick isn't turning up, and
So that's basically it. But
what's the correlation?
To bring Jota into the conversation is just weird. It's just weird.
No, it's insensitive.
The man passed away. It's got nothing to do with football.
It's insensitive. It's insensitive and it's quite narcissistic, to be honest. And I think True Geordie has demonstrated traits of that in the past, but I think this is a new level. I think even amidst all the stuff with Andrew Tate, where he made the comment, and and everything that happened after that with the sort of claiming that he was broken away from his friends, that's a new low. That's it's not surprising, to be honest, because I've seen that he's been emotional throughout the saga. I've seen that he's willing to spout nonsense. I'm seeing that he's willing to call him things like a prick and a cunt, and I just think, for me, I am very, very not surprised by that at all. I just think it's just so insensitive and actually disgraceful to even mention anything to do with Jota. Now, I can see where he will come and defend himself and say, I was just trying to emphasise how much teammates can mean to each other.
But you could do that without bringing up a dead man. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I was just going to say. It weren't appropriate. It weren't appropriate to mention that in a rant, calling a player, all sorts of names, not being happy about something, and then using a defence of somebody who isn't here to defend themselves.
Use the Coutinho thing. If he wanted to do a Liverpool player, use Coutinho.
You can use 3 examples. You can use Suarez. You can use Gerrard back in the day.
Use them.
You don't need to go to Jota. And again, he will come out and say, I was trying to emphasise how much teammates mean to each other, and look what he's done to his teammates. That's what he'll say. But because he was passionate, because he was in a rant, because he was angry, he's gone to the lowest of lows, because what he's aimed to do there, because I know what a rant is, I've done rants before, and you're aiming it at the player as if they were watching you, or you were in the dressing room with them. When he's ranting there, that's what he wants to say to Isak. Why? Because he would have wanted to pull on his heartstrings, he would have wanted to make him feel bad. So how low could he go? Use somebody who's just passed away. That's a disgrace.
The lowest of the low, man. It's the lowest of the low. And he's got a massive platform. That's the thing. He's got a ginormous platform, right? And when you're saying things like that, when you don't need to say things, it's just, I personally don't get it, man. Be upset about it. I don't blame him being upset about Isak. That's fine.
I don't either.
But bringing up someone who passed away to make it look like it's, this is why Newcastle players are upset. Liverpool players know because of the passing of Jota. It's not anything. There's no correlation between the two. It's just none.
And that's because all the rebuttals he would have got, because I remember watching his initial video weeks ago when the Isak stuff kicked off, and everything he said in it was wrong, which was hilarious, right? Because he even mentioned the Ekitike thing. He said, we shafted Liverpool for the Ekitike thing because we were letting them know and stuff like that, and everything he said was wrong. So when I realised, I was like, all right, he's just seeing this saga through emotion. Why? Newcastle are quite, at the moment, an identity crisis. Why? They've just got Saudi owners. The ambition there, Roman Abramovich, what happened with City, this is the image, right? That's the sell, because they're the richest owners in the world. When you don't meet that expectation immediately, kind of like City and Chelsea did, guess what? It gets this. It gets unrealistic expectations. It gets unrealistic current views of your club. Your club's won a League Cup, mate. You're welcome, by the way. Congratulations. I won't even go as low to call it a Mickey Mouse. It's not slightly above, but I won't go as low to call it that. I am telling you now, Jay, it's an identity crisis. They don't know what they are at the moment, and I've seen that the past few days. Because to sit there and play, because do you know what they've done as well? Is just say, we need to make an example to future players. If I'm a young promising striker, and let's say I'm using Newcastle for a stepping stone, but guess what? Do you know the striker who just used you for a stepping stone just won you a trophy, mate? And do you know that same striker, he's getting offered, or there could be a potential 130 to 150 million transfer fee for him that you can reinvest in your squad. That would be an unbelievable piece of business. Probably the greatest signing that they've had. I don't care if Alan Shearer was considered more of a legend or a better individual. Isak won you a trophy. Isak has got you 3 positional European qualification. One of them times Man United won the FA Cup, so they didn't qualify for Europe. 3 seasons in a row they've finished in a European place, though, Jay.
Yeah.
He won you a trophy. It's a great piece of business, and to come out here and say all these things, because what they're not taking in, because they want Isak to be a snake, because if Isak's a snake, they don't have to then worry about the thought of just him wanting to go to a better club. That's why they're all dismissing, and I'm even seeing respectable fans do this, dismissing the promises that was made, or the lowest and what the promises could have been. If it's revealed in years' time that one of those promises by Amanda was release clause, a significant release clause that guarantees we can negotiate with other clubs, which likely would have been around 120 to 130 million. Guess what? That's something Isak might have wanted, and when he didn't get it, that's when things changed. And Jay, if that's true, I'm sure you'd agree with me. I think he's a bit justified. I do.
Yeah. Look,
it's not the way he's done it wrong. It is.
Yeah,
but
I don't think
if they've done wrong, it's not like it's just a player on the offense to the club. This is a player who's talking about being on the defense to things that he was promised and wasn't given. Therefore, he's basically saying the club are liars.
And that's my thing on this. I don't know a single Liverpool fan that praises the way he's acting right now himself, right? I think we're all in pretty much... I actually feel for Newcastle. I keep saying this. I feel for Newcastle and the way Isak's is taking this right now, and it's not professional for me. So I actually feel for Newcastle in this circumstance. But that's it. I don't feel sorry for Newcastle in other aspects of this circumstance, because I think Newcastle fans need to actually look at their owners and how they're running the club right now. You know, are they running the club as well as they could? You know, not having a sporting director in your biggest summer. Look, they've
had a lot
actually
of transition,
they've had look. I ain't gonna lie, they've had actually a good summer. Some of the players they brought in so far this summer have been very good players. Yeah, so I'm not gonna dismiss that. Right.
The negative comes from the deals they missed. Isn't it? But the players they signed are still decent.
And like, it's not Liverpool's fault that they couldn't get strikers through the market. Yeah, look, they outbid Man United for Šeško, but he still went to Man United.
That's right.
So there's only so much Newcastle can do, and this is not.
That's what I'm talking about. They're not at that part of the journey yet. You know, Jay, you were hinting at it earlier. We got 15 years to get to a point where we could just spend ridiculously. And again, this is likely a one-time thing. We're building for the next few years. We're not just going to build now and then next summer go again with 500 mil, by the way. Next summer, you're going to see us spending similar to how we've spent the past 5 years. You know what I mean? Likely, because realistically, you know, we had tried to spend the past couple of years on the likes of Caicedo and stuff, but it all fell through. Why? Because we were in an earlier transition of our project, and there was more respectable projects out there. Do you know what I mean? Or more promising at the time, maybe. But now that's changed, and unfortunately, Newcastle just aren't there yet, and that's okay. And I get you as well, Jamie. The only thing for me, it's fine to admit Isak is unprofessional, but sometimes you have to fight fire with fire in these scenarios. And I'm not saying that just as a Liverpool fan whose biases and they're there.
Well, it's happened to us, ain't it? So we can understand.
No, I am absolutely biased. I've been upset with players leaving before for no reason whatsoever. But in this scenario, which didn't happen with Coutinho, by the way, didn't happen with Suarez, promises were made, mate. Do you know what I mean? Promises, sort of with Suarez, maybe, but
let's put it on the. Let's change this round a little bit. Yeah,
go on.
What if Mo Salah has promised massive things, in the last few years? Our football club promised Mo loads of stuff, right?
Yeah.
They promised him the wages don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing great transfer business in years to come. You know, we're going to sign you up to massive contracts, massive deals, contract, and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. Stay at us, believe in us. This is what we're going to do for you. I promise you. Yeah. Where we're going, you want to be part of. But we failed on all them. We failed on all them promises. Yeah. We failed on all them promises.
Salah then tries to push a move.
Would we be totally upset about Mo wanting... I think we'd all be upset about Mo pushing for a move because it's just natural. Yeah. But would we understand it? Because would we sit there and go, I understand why Mo wants to leave, because I'm actually blaming the club here because you've got a superstar. If we've promised him this stuff...
And he wants to go in the end.
Yeah, we've got to give him that stuff because he is a superstar.
That's right.
And if that's the Isak situation, you've got to look at him and maybe just go...
Which he's claimed it is.
He's your superstar. And I'm going to take the player for truth, I don't think Isak's can come out and lie for no reason,
It's the contract thing is a fact, by the way. The contract thing, that's not, like, in question.
Melissa Reddy,
everything else that's in question. Yeah, everything else that's in question is just fair enough. That's all guesses. The contract is a fact, but notice he said promises. I'm telling you, if you're talking about one thing, you're gonna mention a promise or you're gonna mention the micro stuff. In this scenario, I'm telling you, this is chalk and cheese. when it comes to it all. And I'm telling you now,
It's a shout.
something here is much bigger that hasn't been revealed. And that's why I'm happy Isak finally came out and spoke. But he would have been anticipating their response as well. Because again, it hadn't changed. It was the same as a couple of days previous, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's good.
But to answer your question as well, sorry, Jay, on Salah, do you want me to tell you something? I didn't mind, as I was older and I learnt more about the situation, I don't think Gerrard was overly wrong for wanting to leave Liverpool at the time, mate. Not overly. I really don't, because ultimately we weren't going on an upward trajectory. And I actually sat down with him and gave him ridiculous offers. You know what I mean? Like, you should be going above and beyond to stay. And listen, he was still paid good money for the average person, but for a footballer, he didn't get paid to the level of his quality. So when I've read up on that situation, it sounded like the club were basically effing Gerrard about. And therefore, he just said, you know what, I'm not respected here, so I'll see you in a bit.
We gave Didier Man a new contract before Stevie.
Exactly.
I remember that, and Stevie was a bit miffed by that, because he's like,
and you would be.
Do the club actually want me? Because I'm the captain. Look, I'm the superstar here. Let's face it. And players have got egos, by the way. People don't think players have got egos. They got egos, right? And Stevie would have looked at the squad and gone, none of these can touch me as a footballer, right? Why is Didier Man getting a new contract before me? Makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. And that's why he was pissed. And he saw Chelsea at the time, and he really rated Mourinho and wanted to try it with Mourinho.
And that's what mainly upset Liverpool fans, was the fact that a lot of it was to do with
Mourinho was enemy number one at the time for Liverpool, weren't he?
He was.
And whatever happened, and he signed his new deal, and it's all under the thing. But
that was when the club came in respectfully. And that's why I think you can look back at the Gerrard one and say that's actually an all right scenario, because it was proven based on him signing and extending, which wasn't due to threats, by the way, which people claim. It's a fact that it was because he was respected in the end, and that's all he wanted all along. It sounds a bit similar with Isak. It sounded like he wanted a bit of respect. It sounded like he wanted that contract over the line. He was willing to sign a contract. Do you know what I mean? This all changed when the sporting directors changed, because the instability of where Newcastle are in their journey. That's when all this changed. So that's why, you know, for the Newcastle fans to come out and just act like this is completely one-sided is where I think they're wrong. But you're right as well, Jay. You can still be upset at certain things of the way he's handled it, but you've got to fight fire with fire.
And what I'm really pissed at, which is making me the most angry today, is that it should be making me angry, because Isak's not a Liverpool player, right? He's a Newcastle player. But what's angering me at the moment is the fact that the media and the press, after this is coming out, are praising the club in Newcastle and still calling Isak a liar.
Yeah.
And I don't get that. Isak's literally come out and told you, he ain't going to come out and say what he said if it weren't true.
Mm-hmm.
And when in Newcastle's statement, they pretty much didn't say it wasn't true either.
That's right.
But the media's still coming out and making Isak look like the bad guy, always discussed in the way he's doing things and all that.
Yeah.
So what's the difference of a club keeping a player beyond his will?
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference? Because I don't know. Even the biggest clubs in the world have had to let players go because of that reason, right? Bigger than Newcastle. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to leave Manchester United. At that time, you could argue that Man United were the biggest club in world football, right? And Ronaldo wanted to leave them. Ferguson begged and begged and begged, got in his knees and went, just give me one more year. Yeah. And then he went to Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. So if Man United can understand that situation of a player of that level still wanted to leave them to go to Real Madrid, why can't Newcastle?
Because they've been told and pushed into a corner by the media to say that Liverpool are trying to bully them, and it's one that they've created themselves because they couldn't bear the idea that a player like Isak would want to leave the football club, and they can't bear that idea or compute it because they've not really been through it at this level before. When they went through it as a crap club with crap owners. They understood it. See what I'm saying? Like before about would we understand the Salah thing? Guess what? Do you know when FSG weren't spending and everyone was against FSG? Guess what? People would have sided with Mo Salah because they'd have understood. They'd have been like, you're getting pissed about. They'd have probably still been upset at certain things, but that's where they would have been fine with it. So that's why for me, you know, sort of, I'm sidetracking here because again, I've got like the next point in my mind always.
Go for it, man. Go for
it. For this situation, I just think going forward, honestly, it needs to be looked at accurately because Newcastle fans are only believing this because it's what they're told. You know what I mean? And that's why they're going to lean into that narrative because it suits their ideologies and where they're at the moment as a football club, you know. But they just really want the power play. They want the power move so bad. That's what last night was. That's why Newcastle came back the way they did. So the fans could just... Well, Newcastle done it for Newcastle fans came out like that because that's what they've been waiting for. We saw it with Ekitike. Do you know what I mean? So I just can't wait for it to be over as well, to be honest. I am getting to that point, to be fair, Jay.
Yeah, look, it is. I think we can all agree it's getting boring, right?
Yeah.
It is. But, you know, this is obviously a footballer that Liverpool badly want. They see him as best in class. I love the fact that our club want the best in class, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we want. We're not selling. Like, they see Ekitike. I think what Liverpool see is they see Ekitike and Isak as arguably going forward the two best in class for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they want at our football club. And I love that. They're going for what they believe is the best. So they're not pivoting anywhere. They're not going, right, let's just get... Like, still, it's the 20th of August. The articles have all come out. The statements have all come out. Have Liverpool backed off yet? I haven't seen anyone say Liverpool backed off yet. Not one person. I haven't seen a single article written by a Liverpool journalist say, yeah, Liverpool might not win this now. They might have to back off and, you know, find alternatives. I think Liverpool have had a bit of encouragement through that statement. And I think Liverpool... So what Liverpool do, and I like it, they try and get the best deals for them because that's what clubs should do. Get the best deal for them, not the best deal for that club. Do you know what I mean? That's why you negotiate.
Yeah.
What I'm getting irritated by with the media today, especially people like what's his name, Henry, whatever his name is, who writes for the Telegraph and all that.
Yeah.
Saying that it was an insulted offer what Liverpool first offered Newcastle for Isak. It's the first deal.
Yeah.
Liverpool probably knew it was going to get rejected, but it's a negotiation start.
Yeah.
But what people don't really, it was
confirming the interest.
It was £110 million guaranteed. Do you know how much that would have helped Newcastle in the years to come for PSR with guaranteed money? And
but I also understand why they rejected it. But it's still a respectable starting point. You can't say it's not.
And then it was £10 million add-ons. So it would have been a British record. It would have been the biggest transfer in British football history.
Yeah.
But apparently it's an insulting first offer. And this is what the more I've read the last 24 hours or so, I don't know about you, James, but I'm starting to feel like, and I've always had this thought, the British media just hate Liverpool.
Which is mad because everyone would say otherwise. Would like all
there's
the
something about us they just don't like. There's just something about the institution of Liverpool Football Club or whatever it is, the British media is they just don't like. I can guarantee you right now, Man United put £110 million guaranteed and $10 million up front on add-ons. They would be like, oh, what a great first offer from Man United. That's a great first offer. Negotiations there, they can go again maybe. But for Liverpool, it's apparently an insult. And we're scumbags. And now all the hate's coming Liverpool's way. So they're sticking up for Newcastle, the football club. They're laying it into Isak and calling him all the names under the sun. And now they're saying Liverpool are insulting Newcastle with a British transfer record as a first bid. Crazy.
A great story is a villain and a hero, and in this case,
they need it.
Newcastle are being pushed as the hero, and we're being pushed as the villain because that sells, Jay. They've got no premise to say Liverpool have done any wrongdoing here, so they have to clinch on to the fact the bid was poor. So that's why, and the reason why they're saying the bid was poor is because it was so far away from the apparent asking price of 150 million, which I think is still up for dispute. I'm not saying they're not going to ask for 150, but am I saying, will they turn down 135? Probably not. They're probably going to take that, you know what I mean? Like it's still a great offer. So, you know, when I do see the media pushing this narrative, it doesn't surprise me because you do need a villain and a thing. And because City dropped off last year, they're not really the villain because the villain's only the villain if they're on top. Do you understand? We've just spent however much money on Vert, Kirkes, Frimpong, these players, Ekitike. Now we're looking to add Isak. There's been talks about Rodrigo. Like, we are doing a madness. So context doesn't matter. 10 million spending on Chiesa last year does not matter. Selling Nunes and Luis Diaz and all these top talents like Kelleher and Kwanzaa for a combined 60 million does not matter, right? Like, it doesn't matter because we need a villain because it sells. And I don't think it's like just a case of being hated. I do think we are hated. I know this is a Scouser, and I know that's like, you know, you're in every match, Scousers being slaughtered and online.
Oh, when did they stop? But when did they stop the horrible Scouse Liverpool songs? So they're coming out today, right? now saying the Liverpool song about Chiesa is insulting to the tragedy of what happened at
That
Juventus.
stemmed from a Liverpool fan, though, didn't it?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's
What's
crazy.
his name? Tony Evans or something?
But have they gone and tried to stop all the English teams singing insulting Liverpool songs?
I have a huge. I'm shocked. Can we transition into that, actually, Jay?
Yeah, we could just chat, man. We're ranting and raving. Let's
yeah.
just rant and rave, man.
No, that's it. This is I said it to him before the stream started, chat, that this is a therapeutic. Like it's an opportunity for me to talk to my friend, my brother, my fellow content creator. This is just genuinely an opportunity for me to vent in a therapeutic fashion and for somebody to listen to me. And Jamie's been appointed as that tonight. So, like, that's what this is. This is just one of those. I couldn't believe what I saw on Twitter with that Chiesa thing. For me, because what Tony Evans was making the claim of in his tweets, I'd love to have them right in front of me so I could read it word for word. First and foremost, he kind of compared like the situation with, like, you know, the racism with Suarez back in the day. Apparently, according to his own accord, he got loads of slaughter because he was against Suarez for that, which, if the case, like, fair play, he stood the test of time for that one because he was right. Do you know what I mean? It was good to call out Suarez because everyone was saying, because of the Spanish lingo in Uruguay, this is like a normal term. That was just like a facade. You know what I mean? It's not at all the case. Suarez was wrong for that. He was saying, people slaughtered me then, they're slaughtering me now. To compare defending a derogatory term of a player to saying fuck off to a team, it's the correlation I have a problem with, Jay. To correlate that with Hazel, I honestly think it's quite sickening me. I think it's very vile to make such a statement. So what if we were at a game and Juventus fans booed at us? This is in the modern day in a Champions League game, as an example, and they booed us and we booed them back. It's not bad, and the reason why is because due to the unfortunate events in Hazel, and I'm not afraid to talk about it, we should never hide away to the 39 lives that were lost, or the knock-on effect that had to the Italians in the stadium, family members who died. From what I know about that game, everything was wrong before the start, from everything to do with the booking, the location, the timing of the match, the seating areas of the fans. What people don't know about that situation, but just spout it for point scoring. This is another thing I hate. People who die and then you use it as a point score. This is the biggest hate I have in the world. I really do, because people are using Hazel as a point score to think the same way they used that the lad who was racist the other day to point score over an entire fan base. Why are you using racism to try and point score in footy, mate? If you genuinely care, if you genuinely have concern, raise it with someone else. Newcastle fans started retweeting. Sorry, I don't want to generalise because this is bad. Some Newcastle fans online were retweeting Tony Evans' tweet saying, yeah, this is bang out of order. Why weren't you saying that 12 months prior when that song was being sung? Or maybe not 12, but, you know, about 6 or 7 months.
It happened in a big emotional game where Liverpool got a victory and he was the headline about it. So they had to bring it up.
Screamed when we won the league in the most emotional moment of our past 12 months. I know that you're just like offering the devil's advocate there.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, that's what I would say to that devil's advocate is, listen, how can you compare this situation? Hazel was a disgusting event. And let's look at the context of the song, because apparently saying F off Juve and what he said afterwards was ridiculous. Imagine like a Yorkshire policeman saying such and such. Or
he came from Juventus.
Yes, and then he started bringing up Hillsborough. Bringing up Hillsborough and saying, imagine if fans started chanting about Hillsborough.
They do!
They do. But even beside, they do.
It's fucking
in the
crazy.
Context of this song, this is Chiesa saying, F off Juve, I'm a cop right now. The context of the song isn't Liverpool fans telling Juventus fans, F off.
It's gone from Juventus to Liverpool in a transfer.
It's gone from Juventus to Liverpool. In fact, I think it's respectful. We're basically saying, how good is it we got an Italian from a team like Juventus? And I'm not trying to spin the song. We're not chanting about songs. We signed Jordan from friggin' Birmingham or wherever it was that he came from. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, we signed Charlie Arden from Blackpool. Who's asked? No one bothered. But signing an Italian from friggin' Juventus is impressive. The proof of that is we got Verts under the nose of Bayern. And that was a goal. That was an extra gold star on the transfer. Not just because the deal was done, the way we done it. So we're given, in the context of the song, which is his issue apparently, we're talking about saying F off Juventus, but Chiesa's saying it to them, F off, I'm seeing you later.
Yeah,
that's why for me it's distasteful. It's actually like just simply.
Do you know what it is? We live in this world where people always want to apologise for someone else when they're not even affected by it.
Agree, Jay. Agree.
That's on what it is. I've not heard a single Juventus person, anyone from Juventus on social media, on YouTube or anything like that, moan about the song. They probably find it funny.
They do.
But two journalists who are from Liverpool themselves are getting angry on the behalf of Juventus fans. It's crazy. I don't get
He
it.
could have said he didn't like it, and he could have said,
Just say, it's not my favourite Liverpool song.
It's not my favourite
but I
Liverpool song
understand.
because
Yeah.
I have a bit of a sensitive attachment to the Juventus as a football club, with the fact that Hazel did take place. And for that reason, I just don't feel comfortable saying F off Juve. To try and paint the entire fan base as using that song as that intention, disgusting for me.
I just don't know what's going on, even with Liverpool journalists now. It's just like it's an attack on the club and the fan base right now, and I don't get it. It's like, and this as well, when people talk about Liverpool booing the national anthem, and you still get Simon Jordan talking about it on TalkSport every time when it happens. It's like, do your history. Just do your history while Scousers do it. Yeah. I'm not a Scouser, I'm from London, but you know, I'm a Liverpool fan because of my old man. Right? I love Liverpool, and I know a lot of history about Liverpool. Yeah, right. Liverpool was the biggest port in Europe, and Margaret Thatcher shut it down. Right? People don't understand this. Margaret Thatcher shut it down, so Liverpool could have to fend on its own now without government support and world support. Right? So Liverpool got made redundant, so the big city of London can grow bigger. Right, and have all the ports go down that way instead of going into Liverpool. Why do people not just do their history and understand?
Because it's easier just to lay off one-off comments that you probably hear from your dad for about 20 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, if they're saying it, then it must be right. But that's why I hate it when people speak about Hazel, because it's like, if you understood anything, the club at the time did everything they could to make sure the seating arrangements were different. They did everything to make sure the location was different. The stadium was different. Everything was looked into prior. Do you know what I mean? Hooliganism. By the way, if this sounds like a justification, please don't take it as that, because the people who did it, anyone who partook in hooliganism knew the potential consequences of that, right? This was a case of putting our fans next to their fans. That was an idiotic move. You've put it in a stadium of poor condition. Idiotic move. The fence between them was like paper. Idiotic.
Yeah, it was falling apart, wasn't it? The stadium
was falling apart. Yeah. So again, not me justifying it, but these Liverpool fans who went to this match, who grew in a country of this culture, who, by the way, Liverpool fans weren't even the worst of hooligans during that time.
No.
They wasn't. There was other well-known, notorious hooligan groups with far more collateral damage than Liverpool. 14. Yeah, I can't remember exactly how many convictions there was. That is one thing that's avoided my mind of manslaughter. That they were rightly convicted, because again, they knew what they were getting themselves into. The situation with the Juventus fans is just terrible, and that's why there's no point in justifying what happened. But then let's not use it against Liverpool fans. Let's not use 39 innocent lives against current day Liverpool fans who never had anything to do with that game.
No. It's just a nonsense. It's a nonsense to me right now what's going on, and like they're very quick at doing that. But tragedy songs in football is a thing for me that needs to stop, because
I hated it when Liverpool fans did it with
the Munich stuff and all that. It's disgusting, and there's no place for it. There's no place for tragedy songs. Why are we doing it? It's football, guys. I understand it's a rivalry. I understand it's rivalry.
Yeah. I genuinely haven't heard. Again, it was still sung by Liverpool fans. Again, it's not me, but I genuinely haven't heard that song sung for years. Do you know what I mean? Which means by like someone close to me in the stadium, I haven't visibly heard it. And I'd like to hope if someone did do that, guess what? Like, see it in a bit, you know what I mean? I'm off to bed, Sam. You're an amateur, mate. You're an amateur. You haven't been on YouTube for a year and you're going to bed at what? 11:30.
But like, I've heard it before. It's just, it's nasty. It's horrible. There's no need for it. Look, obviously.
And no one should do it. Slot was right. Like, anyone who walks into Anfield should come at a standard. You know what I mean? You're representing the football club, and it should be the same across all clubs.
Exactly. It's like, was it 2 seasons ago now, when Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp at the time tried to get this stuff sorted with the referees, because it was just getting out of hand. Decisions were terrible. Yeah. And we asked all the Premier League to stand by us, stick by us. Let's do something about this once and for all, because these decisions now are getting worse.
Yeah.
We're be the bearers of it. We'll take it all in our back, but you guys stand with us and let's go for it. Every manager put us down. Then the pundits put us down.
Yeah.
So I'll get on with it, grow up. It happens to everyone. As soon as it started happening to everyone through that season and then last season, they're like, we got to do something about this. We should take a stand. It's like, we tried to do it 2 years ago. No one wanted to know. No one wanted to know because apparently, you know, Liverpool, what is it they always say now? Or Liverpool always the victim, like victim blaming and all that. No, what it is, what I know about Scousers, right? They will stand up for their own. Don't matter if they're a blue or a red, right? They will stand up for their own in their own city, right? And if they see things going the wrong way, they will stand up and they got a voice and they will let people know about it. And because they do that, they get put down on. And what you're meant to do, just stay quiet and ignore things for the rest of your life. And that's why I love Scousers, man. That's why I love the city of Liverpool. So people in the media and that are just... They just like belittling. I literally believe they love belittling the city, the people, the football club, any chance they get, and they will always continue to. But again, bin dippers. How many times do you always see that? No one says anything. It's like
poverty chanting.
The poverty chanting. Where Liverpool's poverty is not even that low
in comparison to others. I said this. I was like, Manchester's is worse, and they're coming at us with poverty chants. I can't believe it.
I swear Liverpool got the culture award for a few years running one time. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not like it is.
We're a great city with great history, and I think almost like, you know, if your history is impressive, someone's going to look to downplay it. It's not perfect, and no one's is, but there is something quite fascinating about Liverpool. I think that's why nationwide and across the world, people are attached to the place, you know what I mean? And the people, and when they come here, they say they feel like family. I've even started seeing on Instagram, like, Americans travelling to Liverpool, and it's funny, like, because you see them on, like, Bold Street. One of them was in Kirkdale, lad, and I'm from Kirkdale. Do you know what I mean? And he was in Kirkdale, like literally right next to Kirkdale's next to Anfield.
Yeah.
And oh my god, like, it's amazing to see like everyone say the same thing. Like, oh my, everyone was lovely. Like, people speak to you. In London, no one speaks to you. Do you know what I
mean? I stayed in a road. So on the day of the parade, because I was in Liverpool, I stayed in a Airbnb in that area.
Yeah.
Can't remember what the road was called now. I stayed in a B&B there. Great time, man. Absolutely fantastic time, man. Great city, Liverpool.
There's far worse places to live.
Great
that's
place.
That's just the unhealthy side of football as well, I think, you know, Jay. I just think sometimes it just gets taken too far in the spirit of tribalism. There's a lot of like cult-like similarities in football than like an actual cult as well, like if you compared the two. And I think some people adopt it too heavily. It's okay to love your club more than anyone else. It's okay to support your club, champ for your club. But I think when it gets to the personal digs, that's just beyond any decent football dialogue. And now it's just uncomfortable. It starts to become political, and it's just not ideal. It's not the discourse I search for, but then I'm seeing fans like Tony Evans misrepresenting the Chiesa song, and then people reacting to that, and this getting significant engagement of thousands of likes, and then factual rebuttals to these claims made getting like 10, and it just really upsets me that the incorrect information rises to the top, the factual information gets sunk to the bottom in the process, and then we've just got to kind of sit there and know thousands of people are reading this and they're going to believe it because everyone follows in a crowd. If you see 20,000 likes, you're more inclined to believe that post is true, when the post with 10 likes would actually be the actual facts that you're looking for. That's why in this case, for me, it'll probably never change, but it's just something you've got to deal with as well as you can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
How else can you deal with it? You've just got to stick together, don't you?
Well, yeah, totally, man, totally. But getting back to this Isak stuff, look, with Isak, we've got a few, I don't know, 10, 12 days left of the transfer window. How do you see this panning out? Do Liverpool go in with another bid? Obviously, the Athletic have put out an article today thinking this is transfers over now. Liverpool need a pivot to someone else to get our attacker in. Do Liverpool still put in an offer thinking, well, let's just put in one more offer. If it don't happen, it don't happen. But we can't sit here and not attempt to put in another transfer offer after everything that's gone down, and we owe it to Alexander Isak maybe because he's put it out there how bad he wants to leave. So maybe we owe it to him as well. So, do you see Liverpool putting out maybe one more offer, gets accepted or not, and then just move on?
There'll be no more than 2 more offers, but yeah, I think there'll be one, and I think that'll be the discussion. But I could see it being 2 just in case Newcastle reject, just to get a couple more million out of the deal. For me, and also to make it look like that they've shafted over Liverpool and won the deal. Do you know what I mean? PR matters here. There's so many factors. So, like, we know the relationship behind the scenes with Edwards, Hughes, how we also know that Liverpool are trying to maintain, and this is just based on the tier 1 throughout the summer. Liverpool are trying to maintain a good relationship with Newcastle behind the scenes. Therefore, through the struggles of them getting a new striker, so they tried with Ekatike. People think we bullied them in that scenario. No, he was just a genuine target of ours. We went to get him because he was close to joining someone else. That could have been bloody Sunderland in this example. In this case, it just so happened to be Newcastle. We swooped in, we got the player. It was nothing to do with Isak. We probably knew this is going to maybe bollocks our chances a bit with Isak, but we're so desperate to get this player as well. Get the Ekatike deal done. Now we fast forward to they need 2 strikers. They miss out on Sesko. Visa's doing the exact same thing as Isak, but it's okay. And that deal today, they were offered a low ball bid below the asking price. Therefore, Newcastle, you are a disgrace. Go to jail.
Have you seen anyone mention that?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Has Henry Winter come out this evening, and gone, yeah, if Newcastle want Wissa, they should offer the money that Bright, because Brentford are asking for 60 million for Wissa, yeah?
He's 28, Jay.
Oh, he's 2 years older than Isak. I forgot about that. Older. Yeah. But I thought it was about offering what the club are asking, though.
No.
No age mattered.
No, age matters.
Oh, does it matter?
Age is in this case not just a number. Age absolutely matters, right?
Okay. In football, guys, by the way.
Yeah. No, that's mad, Jay. That's mad.
Before anyone clips this up like an idiot.
No, do you know what? Actually, you've actually just kind of saved me. I had not even that thought in my head, but I know what the internet's like, so you have just actually pulled me back in there. Pause. We're getting too many pauses now, Jay. But just the reason why I explain that, because now to the current day events, we're in no different position. They still need the Sesko they wanted, or the Ekatike they wanted. They still need that, and they need this visa deal to get over the line. I see this week being huge for Newcastle, huge for us. They need to get at least one to even consider selling Isak. Then we need the data nerds to do their magic in these meetings that they're going to be having with Newcastle throughout the week. I then anticipate the game to take place, regardless of the scoreline, and a deal gets put down, and it's all a waiting game from there. Isak knew, putting out the statement last night, Newcastle were going to come back, and they knew that they were going to say exactly what they said. Because guess what? He's been getting told this all summer long. So he knew the response. He was anticipating the response. I even did. I said it before they put it out. I said, you'll probably see a response from Newcastle in the next few minutes, and they're just going to say basically what they've been saying.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying, Jay, like what I basically told you last week about Isak, I'm no different. Again, they need a replacement.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed, mate. And this is the fear-mongering that comes with these transfer sagas. The last night was fair because we actually heard from the horse's mouth. So
yeah,
I've got no problem with there being major reports on that. But then for reporters to come out afterwards and just wear things weirdly, it's just strange because, again, it is nothing different. And that's the final straw with me. This deal is just as likely kind of now than what it was before. We just need the factors to take place first and then go in.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I think.
What
Liverpool,
do you think? Do you agree?
I think Liverpool will.
Are you less confident now?
No, I feel the same as I did the other day. To be fair, in fact, after I was extremely confident after Isak's personal statement.
Yeah,
and then as soon as I heard Newcastle go make a statement, I was like, this is going to be interesting how they go word it. And then when I read it in its entirety, they basically left an opening for Liverpool.
It's just mentioned
they didn't went. The door is shut. He's not for sale. You're not buying him. He will be a Newcastle player by the 1st of September. We will not accept any transfer for him. As far as we call this is case closed. Job done. He'll have to come back into Newcastle, go back into trading and all that stuff. Yeah, and we're happy to have him. Didn't say any of that. They basically went, we don't believe Liverpool can ask. Liverpool can match what we are valuing in that. That's basically what they said. So I can bet you like right now, Richard Hughes is like, you want to bet?
Yeah.
Do you want to take that bet?
You want to put money in that, motherfucker?
Because I reckon, I reckon Richard Hughes was on the phone to Isak's agent when that came out.
Yeah.
And telling him, look, don't worry. You know, we'll get this sorted.
Yeah.
No, I think we're going to wait till after Monday's game. I think Tuesday, I think next Tuesday, next Wednesday could be very pivotal where Liverpool go. Because Liverpool need another attacker. There's no doubt about that. We need another attacker. Arne Slot's mentioned it. Virgil van Dijk's mentioned it. Yeah. We definitely need another attacker. What kind of attacker, I don't know. But till Liverpool put in another bid and we go from there. I think it'd be 130 million. And I think 130 million is going to be very hard for Newcastle to turn down.
Yeah.
Because with Isak kicking off the way he is, I mean, let's put it this way. If you're a top draw player right now, James, and you've heard that Newcastle are looking at you, with this Isak situation, are you put off by the whole thing or would you still go?
With Isak?
Yeah, with the way Newcastle are treating Isak right now. If you was a top footballer, you'd have heard Newcastle coming in for you.
Oh, yeah, that'd be for you.
Would you be like, I'm not too sure, or would you still go to Newcastle?
Right now, I'd be very reluctant.
Exactly.
I think Newcastle have made their pursuit for another striker significantly more difficult. Especially the level of striker that they're searching for. Visa's all good and well, but if you want a Sesko, if you want something, you need a long-term project that you can offer them. And sometimes this is the way Ajax sign players. This is the way. A better example is more like Dortmund, because they actually sign some top prospects. That's their sale, isn't it? The sale is, come to us, we'll make you better, you'll go for more. Newcastle's whole sale has been, we're going to take over England, basically. That can't physically happen because PSR won't allow that to happen, because City came in and done that, and it basically ruined football and made it did make it unfair. So restrictions were needed to put in place. We all agree PSR needs adjusting, but it needs to be there so clubs like you can't do what you complained about when City done it. So for me, this is why they have to go with this narrative. This is why I think it'd be more beneficial, except the fact you're a bit of a feeder club for 3 more years. Once you've got the revenue, the PSR's looking very healthy. The PSR changes next year as well. Get adjusted to that, smooth it in there, make Newcastle a bit more self-sufficient. I'd say do a 5-year plan and prioritise putting your finances, the Saudis' finances, into infrastructure. That's what I would say. High-level infrastructure, aim to make it the best in the country. You've got the money to do it. Put that as your heavy investment for the next 5 years, because it's not PSR-driven, and then worry about the PSR stuff by being a bit of a feeder club for the next 3 years. Aim for European football. Aim for the odd cup here and there. And guess what? In 5 years' time, when you do have 2 or 3 more trophies, you have a plethora of better, more players all over the pitch in the squad. You will be a more attractive proposition. You've already got a core fan base. You've already got a story to your history, do you know what I mean? Which is like Newcastle, great fans and things like that, loud, nice people. But that's why you need to lean into that by creating a long-term project. Because guess what? If you're going to try and be a Liverpool now, you're going to fail. As we have seen, if you try and be United, you're going to fail, as we have seen. You can't do that yet. It's not possible. The food chain just isn't there yet, unfortunately.
Well, even United being United are failing at the moment, to be fair, as well. Do you know what I mean?
No, exactly. But again, that's
harder for United. It's harder for them.
At a club of 100-year industry of being so
and they still got massive revenue, no matter how bad they are as well.
Exactly, but Newcastle can get very creative with how they increase their revenue here, and by just simply selling Newcastle to people, they will do that. They'll create an identity.
This is a great super chat from Tom, and goes off what you pretty much said here. Big up Tom and the super. He says, PIF could get Amraco, is it, to sponsor naming rights to the stadium, training ground, and other deals. Newcastle fans should be asking why hasn't this happened yet. It's true. They got the these sort of things are true. Like, that's what you got to look at. It's taken.
That's basically what City done it with their own companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, it took Liverpool and FSG and 13 years to get, AXA it is get us a new training ground. Build at Anfield and all that. It's taken time. It takes time. It doesn't really matter how rich you are all the time. And things take a little bit of time. And Newcastle, let's face it, they're starting at a lower ground. to a lot of other clubs, and they've done well so far. At this moment in time, it doesn't look like they can take that extra step, and that's why players like Isak and I want to leave. Big up, Matt. You know, it's crazy, man. If they refuse the 130 million bid, no.
That's
Matt, love you, man, but
love you, man. Matt too, yeah.
Big up John Conway as well in the chat. Much love for the Superman. Oliver Holt in his article today just said, "Let him rot."
But you see the language they're using: let him rot, do this, do that. It's all about power. It's power play. That's what they want.
That's going to help big players come to Newcastle, ain't it?
They would genuinely be more happier to let Isak sit in. But this is why football fans don't know much. They would genuinely be happier to let him rot in the under-23s to make a point of future strikers. When in reality, again, you've said it, Jay, they're just already causing themselves an issue. Do you know what I mean? Like saying things like "let him rot." You're willing to turn down 150 million British pounds to contribute to your football team just to be right, or just to be like the winner of the saga, because when you didn't sign Ekatike, you went too far in, and you believe. It's impressive how like so many people can misinterpret something. Do you see what I mean about how football fans are a bit cultish at times? Because hear me out, they're all believing the same bollocks. They all are, and it's all fake. It's all not true. It's all misrepresented, but they still believe it. Honestly, mass delusion beyond degree. Like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. So that's why I can't wait. I really hope the deal gets done just so they can look at it through proper tinted glasses. But you know what I'm waiting for? Even when we sign him, the media hate will just get worse. The fake stories will be more fabricated. The narratives will be spun even further. It will be Liverpool, big bad Liverpool. We'll replace Man City as the villains of the sport in the short term based on the money that we've spent. And that's just the way it is.
The funny thing is now, if Arsenal's buying Eze, they've actually spent more on us.
I've said it, and sold less.
They've only sold £6 million. We've
sold could sell Martinelli for 85 million and still have sold less than us. Do you know what I mean?
It's just it's crazy, but apparently Liverpool are buying the league when, you know, a lot of Liverpool fans right now. I'll get to Lauren's comment here before I get to it. It says, "Oh yes, that's let £130 million assets sit unused at the expense of their PCR and club performance as well as recruiting future targets." Very smart, exactly. I don't think Newcastle have done well here at all. They've got a player. They've got a player sitting there right now who has come out in a written statement, and says, "This marriage is finished. I need a divorce. There's no going back. I'm done. Promises have been broken." Isak said the trust is broken. If the trust has been broken, he's basically saying for me and for Newcastle, it would be best if we went our separate ways, and it can't be repaired. He said it can't be repaired.
Yeah.
And Newcastle, the thing is though, big players look at Newcastle in the future and go, if I go there and I'm successful, and I'm at a nice.
I like Gaz's. Sorry, Jay. I like Gaz's comment there.
I'm going to get that. You know, it's if you go to Newcastle and you're successful, you probably think, "Oh, I'm playing for a big club in England.
Yeah,
I could be successful, play Champions League football, maybe
step
European
up from Sociedad. You're going to the best league in the world, playing for the good club.
And then, but in 3 years' time, if I get to a level where I might want to leave, are they going to do this to me?
Yeah.
Are they going to do this to me, or are they going to let me, or are they going to let me go so I can go off and maybe go somewhere else? Because look, Isak didn't grow up wanting to play for Newcastle. You know, I know Alan Shearer makes his thing up about Trent constantly. Yeah, Trent was a Scouse, Liverpool.
No, and he claims to be Liverpool through and through. This is the point. Yeah. Like, even Curtis Jones has never came out saying he wants to be Liverpool captain and he wants to stay at the club forever. Curtis Jones has never said that because he's clever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He knows, like, if he was ever good enough to go to a Real Madrid, he probably might want to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Go on.
And I didn't want to lose Trent. I think none of us wanted to lose Trent, yeah? Do I like the way he went about it? Hell no. We all made that point very clear about it. But I can understand him wanting to go to Real Madrid. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean?
Just don't string the fans along the way saying you want to be a captain. That's all. That was actually my biggest complaint. I just said, don't pretend to be what you're not. Do you know what I mean? Don't pretend to be Steven Gerrard and then be a Michael Owen in some sense. And I'm talking about the Michael Owen that went to Madrid, by the way. I'm not talking about the Michael Owen that went to United. So, did you see Michael Owen's tweet to Shearer, by the way?
Yeah,
it got resurfaced.
I do. No, I'm not a big Owen fan because obviously he went to Man United, but I do like that tweet. Yeah. I do like that tweet.
Hate's a strong word, but heavily dislike as a
I do like that tweet though. I ain't gonna lie.
As a footballing figure, I don't like him, but that was class. And do you know what?
Because Shearer almost went to Liverpool. That's not a lot of people
that's
know.
what he was saying. That's what Owen was saying. He was just like, listen, you got benched for the game by the gaffer, and you wanted to go to Liverpool. Very interesting.
It makes no sense. Again, I always say this. Football fans are all hypocrites because we love our own club.
No, you're right. That's where you're correct.
We're all hypocrites, yeah? Like, we're all wanting Isak, although he's acted like this, and then we complain the way Trent acted and so. Yes, I hold my hands up. I'm a hypocrite because I'm a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, we all are.
You're an honest hypocrite. Yeah. You're saying I'm a hypocrite and I've got biases. Other fans are claiming that they have got the objective truth. Big up, Cal, by the way. My legend right there. My Sanderson brother.
You know,
my FSG runner.
I double-clicked my mouse and almost blocked him then.
I saw Carl's masterclass of a stream last night. It was beautiful. Yeah. It was what I needed in the midst of all the confident Newcastle fans coming out and talking about utter dross.
Yeah, big up, Cal, man. Big up, Cal. Cal, if you want to jump on quick, let me know. Cal, if you're still here and you want to jump on quick, I can send you the link. Big up Ryan with the super. It says the idea of no one is bigger than the club is to let him rot in the reserves, as is go on and leave, and we're back ourselves. Love being a cop-eye right now. Yeah. Big up, man. Yeah, it's true. Like, we let Coutinho go. You know, Klopp told him, "You stay here, you'll get statues. People will remember your name forever. You go there, you're just another player." And did Liverpool stay still? Did Liverpool stay still? No, they didn't. They went and won the Champions. Is that the year they got to the Champions League final? Won the Champions League the following year. Won the Premier League year after that. So Liverpool didn't stand still, man. And did we have the money? Apart from getting that money for Coutinho, we built our squad, if I remember rightly.
And we built it very well.
Exactly.
But other clubs have spent big and haven't spent well. We just had a good model where when we did hit, like, we bought 10 players, 8 of them were going to be good. Do you know what I mean? And that was just sort of how Liverpool operated under Edwards in the later part. Like, opening few years, you know, there was weird transfers like Ricky Lambert, which like apparently was like a ploy to show Brendan Rodgers that he wouldn't be able to do with an out-and-out 9 and so on and so forth. And, you know, there was a lot of like politics when a club gets started with a new ownership.
Some mad ploy.
Once Edwards, yeah. Madness, lads, madness. But like, that's why when you do get to, you know, the Klopp era and things like that, things just start to make a bit more sense. Like, we struggled at the start. We were a bit of an unstable ship. Now we're getting on a bit more of a straight trajectory. Newcastle just aren't there yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just not, and that's okay. Like, it's going to sound patronising from me because I am looking down in the table at Newcastle. That being said, it doesn't make it any less true that I was still there. Do you know what I mean?
But we're a bigger club. Like, at the end of the day,
and that's the fact, innit?
We're just a bigger club. Newcastle are a big club in England, yeah? There's no doubt about that. As an English institution, Newcastle are a big damn club, yeah? Liverpool are a world club. And that's the difference.
And you know what? Even if, like, metrics-wise, over the years, it's suggested United are the biggest. Did you know the metrics are all indicating in the next 5 to 10 years, Liverpool will have all the metrics over
well, apparently, they reckon Liverpool and Real Madrid will be equal number 1 for revenue in 5 years' time.
This is what I mean. Like, the metrics, the metrics that Liverpool are achieving right now is immense. Like, the records they're setting online. Don't give me a trophy. I don't want the social media Instagram trophy. Do you know what I mean? I'm not asking for this, but this is like a club on the way to being the biggest club in the world. And if you think this is not being projected to the likes of Virts, if you think these data nerds, data-driven nerds aren't going to be looking at their own, Jamie, you're a YouTuber. Do you know, like, the way when you see your money go up one month and it's got the green arrow? Don't tell me that's not a nice feeling.
It's a very nice feeling. The wife loves it. Ain't gonna lie.
nice.
The wife loves it. You know.
The best. I can imagine. I don't know. Imagine, Jay. When you see that green tick pointing upwards, it's nice. It feels much better than seeing the amber sign, or especially the red one. Let's never see that. That's all my YouTube channel is, because I haven't posted. You know what I mean?
Mm.
If you think the data nerds don't absolutely fixate on, love the idea of showing the players where the club's going, where the club's got to, I'm telling you now, it's blowing these players away. We've got numbers and metrics that you just cannot show. We've got revenue and offers that you cannot give. You will not be as enticing as a Newcastle player to the likes of Adidas for a sponsorship, or majors. And when I say Adidas, not just Adidas, but being in the A category athletes. If you're at Liverpool, you are going to get paid very handsomely in your sub deals, your subcontracts outside of the football club, just for being a Liverpool player. People say, why did Sesko sign for Man United when Newcastle are so great? Because the commercial benefit of being a Manchester United player even once in your career is so huge.
Oh, it's big on the player.
Weghorst became relevant for being at Manchester United.
You know how mad that is?
Igalo became relevant for being at Manchester United. There is great commercial benefits. There's great financial benefits. And I'm talking about the sub-finances. Yeah, Newcastle could have offered money. United might have been able to offer more.
It's not what players always look at, though. It's not what players look at.
Yeah, let's say we can offer the same. Players are going to think about, what other stuff can I get out of this? What other perks I can get out of this? And you'll get a lot more perks playing for Liverpool than you will for Newcastle.
It's the money they make on the side, just not from the football club, by being at that football club. So Sesko will look at it and go, I'm going to be watched by millions more people.
That's right.
Than I am at Man United, than I am at Newcastle. Which means I'm going to get, for me financially, and what that can do for me in the long term, is going to be better for me than it is going to Newcastle right now. And that's where Newcastle sit. That's why when Liverpool was struggling at that time, they couldn't quite offer players that sort of like commercial sort of structure. But now Liverpool can. That's why Wirtz is here. That's why Wirtz could turn down Man City and Bayern Munich and go to Liverpool, because he's like, this is a club that's is an elite level football club now, you know, and it's only going that way. And the project's amazing. What they're going to do behind the scenes is amazing. So it's only going to benefit my career on and off the pitch. And that's why he's here, you know. And unfortunately for Newcastle, as we kept saying this whole show, they're just not there yet. Do I want Newcastle to get there? I do. I've got a soft spot for Newcastle. I like the city. I like the football club. I love
Newcastle. This is why this is dead south for me.
Right now, we're just enemies, because
it won't be like a long-term thing.
No,
you're right.
We just want their best player. Yeah, right. It happens. You know, this just happens. We want their best player. His best player. Yeah, big up. Cal wants to jump in. We want their best player. You know, he wants to come to us. That's all we've done. We put in a bid. You rejected it. At this moment in time, that's where we stand. No one's the bad guy here. No one's the good guy. It's called football, and it's simple as that. It's just as simple as that. Do people have to like it? No. Do I like it when Madrid come in for all our players? No. But I understand it, because it's fucking Real Madrid. Do you know? But also that shows you how good your players are. Do you know what I mean?
As well, do you know what I will take the benefit out of if Kanate goes to Real Madrid? Subtopic, by the way. I think that's going to prove there was more to the Trent situation in the eyes of most Liverpool fans than you think. Because I think if Kanate joins Madrid, he's not getting the same level of
love.
Yeah, like he's just not going to get that. He's not going to get like all the messages of like, oh, you're a snake and this, that. You know what I mean? He's just not, because he never made claims to be Liverpool, to be through and through. That's why I kind of, if it does happen, I'd love to see the difference in reaction, because I know it is going to be more, or should I say, less caring when Kanate goes, if he goes, than when Trent went. Do you agree on that? Like, do you think Liverpool fans will have the same outrage if Kanate goes to Madrid than what they did for Trent?
Yeah, like if Kanate, look, I ain't going.
I don't think it'll be close, you know, Jay.
No, if Kanate left, would I be bothered? Not really.
You're missing out on a world-class centre-back.
I'm not Kanate's biggest fan either. So for me, it wouldn't be the end of the world for me. Especially, look, if I got Mark Gahey in and then Kanate was to leave,
even sounds
that's fine, because I've got a quality player in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not going. Yeah, I've sent Cal the link. Cal, if you are watching, a link sent you a WhatsApp. Let me just make sure I've sent it to Cal and not the wife, because that was the last person I was talking to.
Man.
Yeah, Cal's got it. He's coming. He's on his way.
My man.
But if he left, he leaves. But Trent hurt us because Trent's our guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why it hurt us. It's a different series. Big up them.
And he claimed to be Liverpool through and through. Anyway.
Yeah, he did.
Brothers.
My guy. My guy.
Come
My guy. Come on.
Come on.
Oh,
you want to see it? Yeah. All right.
There you go.
Now, mate. You know.
James, I used to be like that. And look at me now, bro.
On the right cheek, it has grown through a little bit. I can't lie.
Jamie, did I just get hit with "I was once you"?
No,
because I'm saying, James, don't lose faith, bro. Because the community used to be like, "Oh, Cal can't grow a beard." And
Hey, chat. Did I just get little bros? I am his little bro, by the way, so I suppose it's fair.
Did
I just get little bros?
I could never little bro you have it. I'm just.
I am now. I feel as patronised as a Geordie. That's how much.
Oh man,
that's so cool, man. That's so cool. Big up, Ryan.
No, you know what, though, Cal, I've heard that this is the hardest part, though, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like
this was the easiest bit for me. It's right here. These two bits.
I've got no chance here, Cal. I won't even get to your level, you know.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
don't
genetically,
lose the faith, bro. Trust me. Don't.
You know, like the way football clubs scout players genetically to see if they're going to be tall, strong, all this. They would just know immediately. I'm getting no facial hair when I'm older. Like, right, he's going to look like a baby forever, so we might as well get him.
It happens, man. It happens. Big up, Ryan says, "Is that to Newcastle where you go, I go?" Big up, man.
Brilliant. I love that.
Why is that so good?
Oh man, I don't have Lauren. I'm only on Twitter, and I don't know if Lauren's on Twitter. Otherwise, I would have sent her the link. Lauren, you'll have to know. Let me know. I don't know if Lauren's on Twitter or not. So
who's Lauren? Not being disrespectful, by the way.
Lauren's a Canadian Liverpool fan.
Awesome. Has she been on your show before?
She's done, yeah.
We've done.
She's very well received in the chat. That's why I was asking, because like the chat seems to love her. She seems to be like a proper hero. No, well done, Lauren. Class.
I think she was at the parade as well. She was
hardcore.
Big red from Canada.
I love that.
Why am I crazy in saying I still think we get him?
I think we put in another bid and we see how it goes.
Cal, I want you to go because I know you won't have long. So let me know where you're at with the stance. But I just want to let you know that I watched your stream last night and brother agreed with pretty much everything. And I think you started your stream a bit before the Newcastle announcements.
Yeah. No, we finished our stream before the Newcastle announcement.
So there we go. So,
Yeah, I did. We did an MMA show straight after it, James, and people in the comments were lighting me up.
Wait, did you fold though? Did you fold?
No, I genuinely think we'll still get him.
Did you read? Because you, I'm sure you read in depth like me. I had to read it 2 or 3 times just to make sure that like there wasn't something I was missing. Because at first, I'll be honest, I did read it as they're not selling no more. That was the first initial read. When I read it again, and because I knew, I was like, right, it could be copium, but I feel like I'm missing something here. So I'm going to read it again. And then I started looking at the semantics of it. And I was like, this is it's weak when you read what it actually is. But the way it's presented looks a lot more.
Yeah.
Power play, basically.
James is frozen.
Damn.
You're back.
Hang on. Hang on. I just got what Jamie? James Redmond, what about Ping Ping? You sold me out. What's that?
The Ping Ping. First and foremost, what is the Ping Ping? Second of all,
I've never heard Ping
Ping. Second of all, what's weird? I have never met a well, you haven't even got your name on your thing. Listen, Mr. 67. I don't sell no Ping Ping to no fool. I don't know who you are. I've never met you in my life. Allow these false accusations. Relax. I will do an Isak. I will put out statements. I will not be selling Ping Ping today. I never sell Ping Ping yesterday. And guess what? I'm not going to sell Ping Ping. I'm not going to sell Ping Ping tomorrow. So leg it with your Ping Ping and go away, you Ming. You know what I mean?
I don't know what Ping Ping is.
Leg it. The frick's a Ping Ping.
I don't know.
Yeah, I genuinely still think we get him. I think that was Newcastle was trying to save face. And
Ping Ping Tiki Taka.
That did not help. You helped zero. You've just made
It's
it more
obviously a
confusing.
conversation you and him have had in the past. It must be.
I have not. I am Jamie. Jamie, this is the problem about false accusations. There's no coming back. There's nothing. I have never spoke to a fella. I might have spoke to a fella called 67 online. I might have. I've never discussed.
Hey, I'd want to
ping
know
pong
how
or
that
pong
conversation
pong
would
or...
start. Like,
How do you see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Where does
Ping
rent?
Ping, love you long time.
yeah.
I was on your channel. We had loads of views. He says.
I'm sure we had loads of views. I'm sure it was great. And, you know, again, we mentioned the green ticks before.
Yeah.
The green tick, the green arrows going up. But no, Ping Ping weren't
Right, let's
discussed.
get away from Ping Pings.
All I do is score goals for them.
I'm confused.
On
It's not as
Ping
bad as I've had. Someone told me I will look pegging once, and I've done it. I
That's
didn't know
crazy.
I didn't know what it meant, and then I had to look it in the Urban Dictionary and found out what it
Yeah.
meant, and then yeah, and then
But why is the chat now gaslighting me? Like, the guys are jumping in on this in the chat now. Like, someone, HKQ, you're a snake because you just said, "Hello, Jane, you must remember the Ping Ping, my guy." That's a lie.
I don't know what this is. Oh,
Right.
oh,
So let's just not do that. Oh my God, I think I actually know what he's
oh,
talking about.
have you
with
got
the
it?
ping.
Have you got it?
Yeah, I need to know what the ping ping. Oh, I pranked your new channel.
Was he the
Oh, God.
I think, was this on 67? Was this on like a call-in show of some sort where I was letting people in and I was debating them? Is that right?
Oh,
I think I remember he argued something outrageous and he said his name was Ping Ping.
you fell off your
basically.
chair. Apparently, you were laughing.
I did. I then thought after it, like, was it
Yeah,
a bit
it's
mad
fine,
because
yeah,
the accent he
yeah.
was using? But you know what? His name was Ping Ping, and like he played the role really well. Do you know what I mean? He played it
We got there
terrifically.
in the end.
I do
We-
remember you
we
now.
got, we got there in the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cal.
Ping Ping has been discussed.
Cal.
I hope that gets
I'm
clipped.
gonna have to click. I'm gonna have to click that. I'm gonna have to take me later. I'm dead. Cal, like, go for it, man.
Yeah, no, I think Newcastle is trying to save face at the moment. I've said this from the beginning. I think we get him after we play them. I don't see the point in Newcastle selling him before we play them because I just think it adds to the animosity of the game. I think it'll make the crowd more uptight for Newcastle, especially if we get a goal early in that game. I think them keeping Isak and Liverpool still hunting the sale means that the fans are going to be even more on the side for the game and the quote-unquote 12th man. So I think we get wrapped up after the Newcastle game. And Newcastle, look, as much as they've not done well this summer window, they also will have people there who can advise them. They have to understand if they do this to Isak, then any players they go for in the future is going to sit there and go, well, we saw what you did to Isak. I'm 21 years old. Real Madrid might come in for me in 4 years' time, 3 years' time. Liverpool might, Arsenal might. If Man United become a big team again, they might. Man City might, Barcelona might, Bayern Munich might. I might want to go. Are you going to do this to me as well?
Yeah, that's what me. That's what me.
It just doesn't make sense. Look, I can't think of a big team in world football apart from maybe Real Madrid who haven't lost one of their best players in their prime. CR7 left Manchester United, guys. We lost Coutinho and Suarez. We lost Torres to a rival. Chelsea have lost Hazard. We all lose our great players. It just happens in football. Newcastle are not immune to that. And they are playing a very dangerous game right now because if they keep Isak and they don't get money from us and they have a really bad start to the season and they get knocked out of Champions League early and all of that stuff and Isak still hasn't been reintegrated into the team, then they're in massive trouble because they're a team that needs Champions League football. Because rest assured, I know Bruno Gomes is doing his little whole...
I said this.
He'd leave tomorrow. He would leave tomorrow.
If Newcastle United don't get Champions League football at the end of this season and Man City or one of the big teams coming for him, I guarantee you Bruno's gone.
Are we forgetting that Bruno had a release clause? The fact that he didn't go is because no one came in for him.
The fact that he asks for it. You don't just get release clauses.
You asked for it. You asked for it.
So
it's only because no one came in for him he didn't go.
Do you know what I mean? And do you know today I saw likes, comments, hundreds of likes and comments about, like, oh, when Bruno was offered to go to Man City, he turned them
wasn't
down. Why are you making up stuff to cope?
Yeah.
Stop
No
it.
one paid his release clause.
Just stop it. Honestly, it's getting to. Someone said we bid 100 million for him. I'd have known if we bid 100 million for the player. We did that once, and it never ended well for this man up here. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
It's
real.
got to a point where people think he's cursed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we would know if that would have happened. I'm sorry.
Trust me, we would have known if that.
You'd have known.
Yeah, because I would have gone viral again for all the wrong reasons. Like it would have happened.
I just hope that don't happen one more time for you, because there ain't no coming back. You nearly
if I
got
go viral
cancelled.
again for a bad transfer, I'm done with this. Game, I'm not gonna lie.
I've never seen somebody nearly get cancelled over a transfer news report.
Yeah,
And you nearly did.
Yeah. You know what? It was building up throughout the years, and this was the season where the fan base just had enough. I think they crashed out on me.
Yeah.
I tell you when it happened, James. I was doing a morning show and I was speaking about Lukeba, saying how much I want us to sign him. And during the show, he signed a new deal. And literally, the fan base, like the whole community, just started crashing out at me. And I was like, right, this ain't bad. That was the tipping point. And I was like, yeah, I need to chill a little bit. But the Verts thing is starting to balance it out again. If we get Isak through, then that puts me in the
It's gone well for you
in
this
the
summer.
red again, in the black again.
Very good summer for you, yeah.
Yeah. Currently, I'm not in my overdraft, but I'm not rich at the moment.
In it.
But if we get Isak, I'm balling.
Can you imagine saying that after signing Florian Wirtz, though?
Yeah.
I'm not rich.
Yeah. I know.
Best number 10 in the world. Like the biggest promise and prospect in the world. No, I agree with you, Carl. I don't think there's nothing to worry about when it comes to the Isak stuff. I said to Jamie before in the summary, Carl, it's the same where we was a couple of days ago. Newcastle need replacements, and we just need to wait to the right time to put in the offer. That's always what's been said, the right time. And before you go, Carl, I think that time will be after the game, after Monday.
Yeah.
I think that's when the bids will be put in and they'll be considered.
So before I go as well, guys, firstly, smash the like button for Jamie and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already, and do the same for James. I'm more worried about the Gahey signing than the Isak stuff.
I'd be intrigued to know why, actually.
I don't know why, especially with Eze going now. I just feel Glasner is not happy with the transfer activity. He would rather lose Gahey on a free than sell him, because I think deep down they know they won't be able to get a replacement.
Because he doesn't need to worry about the finances, really, does he? He needs to worry about his own reputation. So
yeah. And I think they'll get big money for Eze and they'll get big money for Water next summer, which will kind of negate losing Mark Gahey on the free. Because I know 35 million is still good money, but really and truly, having another season of Gahey for Palace would probably feel like better than getting 35.
For the fans, it would. For the manager, it would be very beneficial. For Steve Parish, is that his name?
Oh yeah, for Parish it would be. But
for Parish, it would be the worst thing.
I think Parish wants to sell him this summer.
He can't bear the idea of losing a potential £40 million asset. And I'm sorry, Carl, I know you need to go, so I just want to hear this from you. Like what you're saying about this.
Yeah.
Because I think that I'm more confident with Isak. I'm sure we agree there, but I still think the Gahey deal is going to happen, and I'm actually more confident that it's going to happen now. Yeah. So that's why and the reason why is because of Parish saying we can't really afford to let players go for free. Do you know what I mean? But as you said though, actually, and I might have not computed this straight away, they have just sold Eze. So I suppose that could be more of a factor. But again, in the spirit of losing 30 to 40 million, I still lean towards him coming to us. I don't know.
I hope so. I am nervous about it because I don't think we'll pivot.
I should summarise that question a bit better. Sorry, Carl. Do you think Steve Glasner has enough influence to convince somebody like Parish to?
No. I do, you know. Yeah.
So
love it down there.
So the rumour coming out tonight is that Liverpool are now not far off from completing the deal.
Who's reporting this, Jai?
I can't say.
The gay
a lot.
heel.
Tell me more, brother. I would love to know, mate.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
My man Mac, yeah?
Big okay, Matt. Is that for the gay he deal, Jay?
The gay deal, yeah.
Oh,
They're not
yeah,
far.
yeah, just
They're
forget
not.
about
They're not far off the thing now. They're not far
In
off.
fact, I now believe in the Calcus.
Can I?
I'll be so honest with you guys. I've been waxing Liverpool about the whole 5 centre back. If we end the summer with 5 centre backs, I'll be the
Again,
happiest man in the
baby.
world.
Cal. Including Leone, we got both of them.
Both of them.
Can I mention something about the Gahey one, because I know Cal was like having a little bit of a doubt. So I just messaged Jamie and said, "Can I talk a little bit about Gahey?"
Yeah.
You do know what's included with the Eze deal, don't you, from Arsenal?
No.
It's Kivior.
Oh,
They will be getting a centre back.
Oh,
Arsenal are going to help us.
Oh, damn!
Look at me. Every time I waver a little bit, FSG just pull me back in and say,
Yeah, Kivior. I was reading the other day that Kivior.
I didn't notice that. Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah, I read somewhere the other day that Kivior could be close to leaving Arsenal if the right deal comes in.
Okay.
I think that's a bit of a mistake from Arsenal.
Yeah,
Personally,
they just gave us like
that's not my problem.
Get a great sense
That's
of
not
that.
my problem.
Oh, gay, bro. We're ready. Richard, where you at, bro? Where's Richard at?
I tell you what, if Richard's negotiating a deal in Crystal Palace area, I'm gonna go and find him. I want to speak to him directly.
Can I just ask a question on the Gahey thing as well? Because I've heard like so many different mixed like answers. What was the ignoring Glasner about?
I think he was just frustrated with the game. I don't think it was anything to do with.
No, apparently it was not. Apparently, it was all mistaken because he had to go and do a urine sample quickly, and he wanted to go down the tunnel and do it quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he weren't ignoring the manager. It's just that the manager wanted to talk to him, and he had to go and do
really
it.
weird.
Yeah, he had to go and do it.
Just giving him like the finger, like he just gone.
Yeah,
Do on. I'm off to Liverpool.
Apparently, he had to do a urine thing. So, yeah, Kivior's in talks with Porto as well. I read that just now as well. I think.
Hey, Mark, you spoke too soon.
Brothers, I'm gonna shoot because I'm gonna eat something.
Yeah, see you later.
Much love, brother. Thank you for
Big up,
dropping in.
brother. Love you.
Big up, mate. Big up.
Love everyone in the chat as well.
Palace.
Bombshell before I go, we get Rodrigo as well. See you lot later.
Have you heard about his agent? Have you heard about his agent being in the UK?
We got Isak, Rodrigo, and Gahey.
Completed it.
Do it with order. Do it with order, Cap.
Love boys. Take it easy.
IG, love you.
Big up, man. Big up. Yeah, so I know a lot of people are saying
Big up.
if Liverpool go pivot, because I don't think if Liverpool just can't get Isak this summer, I don't think Liverpool giving up on him. I think Liverpool try again in January or the following summer.
I'm going to drop another bombshell here that people probably aren't talking about. I was going to do it on my show tonight, but I didn't do a show tonight. Have you heard of Article 17?
Someone said this in the comments earlier, and I didn't take any notes of it. But what is it?
Basically, there's a new UEFA rule. It's called Article 17, and if a player has had a contractual agreement that's been broken, and there's also rumours that's the reason why Isak hasn't put in a transfer request, because he's looking at legal representation on what's happened with Newcastle and him. And if he puts in a transfer request, then he basically breaks all his contractual agreements. So he hasn't got a leg to stand on, basically. And this Article 17 is it's mad, because he could leave Newcastle on a free and go to Liverpool, and it would take Newcastle 2 years to get a transfer fee back.
I'm just reading. I'm just reading it now. So Alexander Isak could leave.
And it's the one that the was it Lasana? What's his name? The guy from Chelsea, the midfielder from Chelsea, Lasana Diao, or whatever his name was. I mean, he's French. It all started because of him. He did the Article 17, and basically never.
I'm just reading it up now.
Yeah, go on.
So
it says it came back. You know when that was initially reported? Sorry, Jay. I know you're going to read it. Do you know when that was initially reported?
Yesterday.
Yes, was that reported?
They're putting an article up here. So Alexander Isak could leave Newcastle as a free agent next summer, thanks to a FIFA rule change. The Swedish striker would have the opportunity to rip up his contract 2 years early in June 2026. It comes as he remains a stalemate at the Magpies regarding his future at St James Park. Isak is not currently training with the first team. Liverpool are keen. However, Newcastle said he's not for sale. Gabriel Marcotti from ESPN has now revealed that there's a tweak in FIFA's transfer rules could allow the forward to force through an exit. It follows a legal case involving former Real Madrid midfielder Lasana Diarra last year. Following a court ruling, FIFA were forced to change Article 17 of their regulations on transfer and status of players. The alteration removed the governing body's power to withhold a player's transfer certificate if they breached their contract to join a new club for a free. FIFA had previously been able to block the move until this matter has been resolved. The burden of proof has also shifted to the club losing the player to prove the signing club could colluded with him to breach that contract. So as a result, Isak could potentially join a new club for free next summer if Newcastle do not sell him before the end of his current window. Article 17 can be revoked within 15 days of the final match of the season, with Newcastle final Premier League fixture of this scheduled on May the 24th, 2026.
And the question I'm going to ask, do you think Richard Hughes knows that? We don't have to pay for him for another 2 years because we'll have to pay for him, obviously. But that's a case of, look, we can just get him on Article 17 and take him next year for free. And then it's going to take you 2 years to get any money off us. Or you sell him. You sell him now when you can have money off us.
And if Alexander Isak don't put, basically reading that article, if he doesn't put in a transfer request, then he has every right by Article 17 to leave his contract next summer and go for free. And then in 2 years' time, Liverpool pay the transfer fee for him.
Which might be the reason why he's not put a transfer request in, because we're all wondering why he hasn't done that. Like, there's a lot of people that are saying, like, what does it matter now? Like literally,
he's done everything else.
He's never going to play for them again. So,
and here's the thing with Newcastle's point of view as well, and for Isak's point of view as well. Say Newcastle make Isak stay. 1st of September, it's over. He's staying at Newcastle, yeah? Newcastle will have to offer him a new contract. But Newcastle will have to offer him a contract that is so big he can't turn down. So if they go to him, right, here's that 200 grand a week you originally apparently wanted. He's going to turn around and go, no, that's too late now. I don't want that now. Things have moved. I want more than that now. I want 400 grand a week. I want 300 grand a week with a release clause in it. An extra year extension that gives me 4 years again. But next year I can leave for whatever the transfer fee is, yeah? Newcastle will then go, we can't actually afford to give you that right now because our top earner is Bruno Guimaraes and he's only on 160, 180 grand a week. We can't go over that threshold in our wage structure because Tonali will start knocking on the door, Bruno will start knocking on the door. We can't afford to do it. So then they're stuck. Newcastle stuck with a player who don't want to play there. They can't give a new contract to, which means in January or the following summer, Liverpool have the possibility to buy Isak even cheaper than the original thing they asked for this summer. So unless he's going to sign a new contract, they have to sell Isak this summer if they want maximum profit.
So if they don't want maximum profit, could that No, I don't know. I was going to say, could that explain the Ekatike signing? But I still think he's an additional signing with the
He's an
outgoings that we've
additional
had and stuff.
signing. Yeah.
He's an additional signing. Because what I was going to suggest is, could it be a short-term signing until that happens? Because Liverpool might have been aware or would have been aware of this and could have been aware of the fact it could be a later deal that's made. But I don't even agree with that. That was just, since you mentioned that came out, my brain's just been going,
the Ekatike one, I've thought about this as well, the Ekatike one. And there's all kinds of like stuff about, did we just do it to spite Newcastle? Like, there's all kinds of stuff around it.
I knew that we hadn't done it for
But this is how I feel the Ekatike one is. When have Liverpool ever had two number 9s that do the same job? We've always had forwards that do different jobs, and we've never been able to replace like for like. Like, okay, yeah, maybe with Diaz and Cody, we've had kind of a like for like for one season. Never been able to replace Mo Salah. Never been able to replace Bobby Firmino. Never. And then we tried with Nunez, didn't work. Jota, God bless his soul, different type of player. We've sat there and gone, right, Jota's gone. We're getting rid of Nunez. Diaz we didn't want to get rid of, but we had to because he wanted to leave and we got money for him. And you're looking at it like that. And you're sat there with a situation where there's a chance of us to get two players that are really similar to each other. Take one out, put the other one in. Are you really going to have that much of a drop-off? You're not going to have like a 20, 30% drop-off if you swap Isak for Ekatike in games. You're going to have maybe 5, maybe 10. And you're going to have a player that's only going to get better in Ekatike. Liverpool have looked at it and gone, look, we want a dynasty. We want to win right now. You get a proven Isak. You want to win in the next couple of years. You get a replacement for Isak in the future in Ekatike. It's just brilliant business. And I know we might have paid a little bit over the odds for Ekatike. I kind of get that. But if you look at the clubs that were interested in him, they were all clubs that spunk loads of money. Man United would have spunked 80 million on him. Chelsea would have spunked 80 million on him. Like, we were always going to pay quite a bit of money for him. So I just think it's really good business. Like, I know it's expensive, but it's not our money. And we don't really spend it at all. So who cares?
Yeah.
This Article 17 thing, and I think that was a great point by K-Mac, that's proper through me.
It is a bit mad, isn't it? I only read about it before. I only looked at it slightly. I was going to do like...
It's because I'm reading it while on the show as well.
It's a bit mad, isn't it? It's a bit mad.
Because when I'm reading it now and the more that I'm researching about it and stuff and asking questions on it, I'm just thinking like, this would be significantly more than a transfer request. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's talking about the transfer request being the big ball. Like, that's Newcastle fans' worst nightmare. K-Mac, I was mentioning today, Jamie, before about how, like, Newcastle fans, they thought of, and originally they'd done, like, A-class, like, next-level chess when we signed Ekatike because they thought that was the power move of them keeping Isak. And then they had the repeat yesterday where they thought the statement from Newcastle was a statement saying they're just not going to sell him outright when actually it was conditional. And he said the word, and like, it's not looking likely these conditions will be met. But that just got completely sidetracked, so Newcastle fans could have the power play. That
makes them look worse.
This would be their absolute worst nightmare. And the thing is, the more I'm looking into it, the more it's likely. I know there's people in the chat saying it doesn't apply to Isak, but it literally does. Well, like, it literally could.
I know there's people saying that Newcastle haven't breached anything, but I kind of got a feeling Newcastle might have in a way here, because why would Isak carry on saying broken promises, things have happened behind the scenes, you don't know about what's happened? Like, it's all the same stuff, which would make you go, hang on a minute. And you know what? Newcastle remind me of? Have you ever seen like two Jack Russells barking at each other through a fence?
Yeah. Go on.
Newcastle are like that Jack Russell that always has to get the last bark in. It's over. Like, the argument's over. The other one's walking away, and Newcastle go. Oh.
Yeah, it is true. This situation is it's quite crazy. Look, like we said it earlier, the statement that they put out gives Liverpool wiggle room to still go and buy him. Me and James already said this. Nothing's actually changed.
No.
Like, not a thing. Not a thing's actually changed. This new law that's come out it's about freedom of movement, basically, ain't it? And stopping people. It's basically if a player wants to leave, clubs can't lock them down just because they got a contract. For reasons of, players like mental health and stuff like that, they might just need to go, and teams can't just lock them down, even though they got a contract. So it's about freedom of movement. So I think Liverpool put in a new bid. I just think they're just waiting for this game on Monday to finish. And once Monday's done, I think Liverpool put in a £130 million bid. It's still going to be 20 million short of apparently what they want, but it's going to be very hard for Newcastle to reject it with everything that's going on, in my opinion. So it could be interesting next week because Liverpool, I think, have to put in another bid to test the water. But Liverpool also need another attacker, and there's a lot of news about. Before we finish up here tonight, there's a lot of news about Rodrigo today and his agent being in England. Arsenal look like they've just gone and got Eze. I doubt they're going to go for Rodrigo now. Could Liverpool have a free chance of Rodrigo, James? Because
yes,
I think Rodrigo doesn't want to leave Real Madrid, but I think if he's looking for an elite club like a Liverpool or
an alternative is Liverpool.
Yeah, like a Liverpool or a PSG or something like that to come in for him where he goes, that's a club I can go to if I'm going to leave Real Madrid.
Which is what he needs. Tottenham was never a consideration. I'm so sorry.
No, he ain't going to Tottenham. No.
You know it as well. Do you know what I mean? Rodrigo is definitely a Liverpool caliber player. I think he would look at everything that we're doing right now and be more intrigued. I think he'd much prefer the cold weather than Liverpool playing with Florian Wirtz and potentially Isak and Ekitike and all these lot, Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk. I think he'd take that over being on the bench in sunny Madrid. I might be wrong. He might be satisfied with that, but I think there's reasons why his agent is flying out. I think there's reasons why his camp has been putting things out throughout the media. And it does appear that he's very okay with being at Real Madrid. Like, it seems like both are true. He's very okay at the circumstances and the dream of being a starter for Real Madrid. The problem is the starting part just isn't happening. It's not being fulfilled. So that's why I think he's also left the idea open. Like, it was heavy at the beginning of the summer, died down in the middle, and then now it's kind of increased again, hasn't it, at the end? And I think it's a last-ditch attempt to either sort of force more conversations with Xabi Alonso and see what the plan is there. And if there isn't a plan that he's satisfied with, I do think it creates an opening. But I do think there's a big opportunity here for Edwards and Hughes to really just show how big their bollocks are, really. Like, just go there and do what you've done with the rest of them. Present whatever data you present. Explain the trajectory of the football club and it's going in. Because, K-Mac, we were saying this before as well, that Liverpool aren't just, and this is quite obvious, but this is what we were saying is a big reason. Like, the metrics that Liverpool have shown and the way we've increased in these metrics, like, we're on course to be, like, the biggest in all these metrics above Manchester United. Like, to be at the top of these metrics in England in the next 5 to 10 years. So, like, the social media numbers, the kit sales were already at the top of this window. Like, these are metrics that are only going to keep going up and up and up. And I have no doubt that was presented to the likes of Florian Wirtz, and it was a very intriguing...
Oh, yeah, the nerds have been all over that.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure you know as well, K-Mac, like, they would be well at presenting it. Like, historically, they've got good reps, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm just thinking, if you were able to present that to Rodrigo, I wonder if it makes him not push for the move out of Real Madrid because he wouldn't need to, but, like, would it just make that decision a bit easier? Absolutely. And do I think Liverpool have the money to pay up? Absolutely. And I think if everything's even true about Isak, that we'd only have to pay at a later date, then even more substance to it. But even in spite of whenever we pay for Isak, I think we could even agree something there with Real Madrid, like with decent add-ons and things like that. Maybe we wouldn't. Maybe they'd be knobheads because we squeezed 10 million out of them for Trent. Who knows? But big opportunity for Edwards and Hughes, because I tell you now, do you know if you got Rodrigo for 70 to 80 million? Wow.
I like my conspiracies, Jamie. So are you going to end the show soon? Because I'll do my conspiracies now if you want.
Go for it. Go with your conspiracy.
So I like to read the tea leaves. Isn't it really weird that Manchester City are not interested in Rodrigo now?
Wait, when was that confirmed?
Yeah, that was tonight as well. That's in.
That came out recently?
That's on Goal, the website.
Right.
Savinho's not going to.
Yeah, Savinho's not going anywhere now, is he?
Well, Savinho's not going
that
anywhere,
was the
which
condition,
means
wasn't
that
it?
they haven't got rid of Doku and they haven't got rid of Savinho, which a lot of the Manchester City channels have said they need to move for him to come in. Arsenal have now got Eze. Liverpool have been linked with Rodrigo all window, and Rodrigo's biggest fan at Liverpool isn't Hughes, it isn't the scouting committee, it's Michael Edwards, because he's wanted him since he was 17. Okay,
Same with Isak.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Yeah.
But
In football, no, that's fine in football.
Yeah,
just
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
get clipped up, but pause. Yeah.
but we also have a situation where our flaky centre back right now, who's reverting back to bozo mode from a couple of years ago, is for the likes of it, hasn't signed a new contract and he's been offered 150 grand allegedly. Okay, been offered 150 grand contract and he's rejected it. He wants more money. We're about to sign another centre back who, for me, fits in his position and probably does a better job to what Slot wants. Real Madrid are looking at Canate on a free transfer. I think there's something to be done there. I think whatever way you want to go, and there's been a lot of media outlets that have said that Liverpool are looking at attackers, not attacker, attackers. And the other attacker was one that was supposed to be interchangeable in a number of positions. That's not Alexander Isak. And it certainly got mentioned after Ekitike signed. And we've lost Nunez and we've lost Doak. We are clearing the decks for one more on those wings, if you ask me.
I agree.
I don't see it any other way. And all the stuff about Chiesa, Chiesa wants to stay, we want him to stay. That makes 6.
Starter.
That makes 5. Doesn't make 6, it makes 5.
And he's never going to be a starter anyway.
And we still haven't got Isak. So you've got Salah, Cody, Ekitike, Chiesa. That's 4. Yeah? Chiesa goes, that's 3. And you get Isak and you get Rodrigo. That's your 5. But if we want 6, you keep Chiesa as well.
It is interesting. I'll tell you what is interesting, yeah.
Fofana's finished. Fofana's not coming. Sorry.
No,
that's already been confirmed.
I find it very...
Fofana.
Does anyone find it very interesting that apparently today it's come out that that Julian Alvarez is unhappy at Atletico Madrid?
Mate, that is a perfect ploy for Newcastle to let us get Isak.
Is anyone...
They're like, oh, what if they get Alvarez? Then they're not going to come for Isak, and we're going to stop with the player that doesn't want to play for us.
Weirdly, Alvarez was always my number one choice.
Yeah, you might
me as well. He was.
Now I've watched Ekitike play. Part of me does think that Alvarez and Ekitike might actually be
more beneficial.
Yeah, because the way
I said when I saw that tweet, I said, "Get me him," and I did it without thinking, which made me think I really want this signing to happen. Because it didn't. I forgot about Isak when I saw the name Julian Alvarez. Do you know what I mean? And I've let this be known before. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying one's clearly better than the other. I just mean the both. If you're talking about A-tier strikers in the modern game, they're your two, aren't they? Really, based on well-rounded, out-and-out strikers. I think there's been legs to that for a while. Because Simeone's obviously fell out with him, innit?
The only thing I will say about Alvarez went to Atletico Madrid to be the main man. He's not going to come to Liverpool to be the main man. And that's the reason why he left Manchester City. He wants to get out of the shadow of Haaland and De Bruyne. He wanted to be the main man.
It's because he went the starting striker, I think. The main man at number 9, I think, is the thing you need to add on there, K-Mac.
Yeah.
I think anyone knows if they come to Liverpool, they're below Mo Salah. Do you know what I mean?
That's always going to be the way it is. But yeah, Alvarez... It's a weird one that came out today. I don't know if it's just his agent talking or what it is, but yeah, Liverpool definitely need a pivot in case they don't get Isak. Look, I know
We can't leave Isak, mate. Like the only thing he hasn't done as a Peter Odewingie and tipped up a
I
Melwood in
wouldn't be
his car.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens next. The thing with this, I know a lot of people say let's move on from Isak now. Let's leave Isak now.
No,
And,
Too far down the line.
no, this would be the worst time to go back. You've done 99% of the journey. Why are you going back?
I think Liverpool will put in another bid for him. I think it's after that bid where Liverpool decide to move on from it or keep going. Because
what do you think the highest will go is, Jay?
I think 130 million is our highest bid.
No higher, 35, not a chance.
Maybe 5 added on or something like that,
Yeah,
but make
no,
it 135. I don't think we'll go higher than that. I
If
think
they
they've
say
already.
140, do you think the Dayton Edge walk away?
If they say 140, Liverpool will look at it, means you'll accept 135.
Or it'll be like a healthy package. Which is like
that could be a thing.
I think, I know this is crazy, but I actually think we're trying to maybe sell 2 more, maybe even 3, to get that extra 30 million towards the Isak, because there's a lot of rumours that we offered 80 with 60.
Yeah, it was guaranteed, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of rumours that the 110 straight cash actually isn't on the mark, and we've only spent, I mean, with all the ins and outs, we've only spent 55 million, which is wild. Yeah. But if we're trying to get rid of Elliott. I know people don't want that, but we're trying to get rid of Elliott. Okay. And there's one club that has come in recently, Crystal Palace, for Elliott. This was confirmed by Lewis Steele today, by the way. So go and check that out. Yeah. He said it on the Anfield Index that Crystal Palace yesterday contacted Liverpool about Elliott. So they obviously know that Eze's going and they're looking at replacements. So we can get money for Elliott. That would be amazing. And then you've also got Marseille that are looking at Kostas Tsimikas. And we're probably going to get 15 for Tsimikas. So if you get 40 for Elliott, 15 for Tsimikas, you're looking at 55 million there. And then potentially we get maybe 5 or 10 for Kumas, who's being looked at from a couple of the clubs in the Championship. I think we're trying to recoup a bit more money and then we go again. Because it's always been about, we sell players and then we make bids. You know what I mean? I know we're not a sell to buy, but look, this guy's going to cost 130 million. Seriously? That is a staggering amount of money. That's the second British transfer record broken by Liverpool in the same window. It's never been done before.
I do have a feeling though, man. There is a level with the Isak situation.
And we still want Guehi for 40. That was also what I wanted to say. And you're also talking about Rodrigo. And you're also talking about Rodrigo as well. It's all money.
Yeah.
And it's all wages that build up over 5 years as well, 5 or 6 years, depending on these contracts. So I think Liverpool are trying to get more books balanced, trying to get more.
The only thing I want to ask there, it could be the books balance thing. It's a good point. You kind of already answered my question at the end there, but just sort of to ask and frame it, just to make sure that I have got the answer that I want. Do you think if we didn't sell Harvey and we didn't sell Tsimikas, for instance, mad scenario because it's likely going to happen, but do you think that still stops us going for Isak with a healthy offer? Are you saying that we're waiting for them to go to put in the better offer that Newcastle is seeking for? Or is it more for the additional signings we're looking to make, Rodrigo, like you say, we're freeing up space for the big majors?
I think probably the next one we're going to get is Guehi.
Yeah.
But the only thing with Guehi is he's coming to us because he's been guaranteed football. He has to, because he's got a World Cup year.
He's the alternative to Kanate, isn't he? That's my feeling.
It's a mad one that you've got two starting centre backs for their international teams, potentially captains for both teams, by the way. Guehi could definitely be a vice captain for England. He's a leader in that team at the back now for me. And then you've obviously got Kanate, who's been made captain for France before. both battling it out against Virgil, who's never going to move out of that position.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wild one for me. I think he's been guaranteed. And I think maybe we restarted things with Guehi now because it's at a stalemate with Canate. And I know people want Canate to stay for another year, and I get it. But you really want to go through that saga again of will he or won't he? And then you're watching him on the pitch going, well, is he really putting the effort in because he's going to Real Madrid? And then you start blaming him because he made a mistake. And you're like, oh, his head's in Madrid. Like, just be in Madrid. You're not there for me to make that decision, to make that question. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wow, hang on.
So much madness this window.
I will say, is it Tigger in the chat or Tiger in the chat? That is a mad comment.
That's nuts.
That is that's just mad.
That's it's 100%. I never saw it.
Mad.
Mad. So would that be arse on the cock? Because that would taste shit.
Yeah. That is mad. Absolutely
mad. Follow as well.
That's mad. Well, look, we're Gay. Look, I think I've had my say on Gay many times. I think Liverpool bringing him in to play multiple positions.
Sorry,
that's just a mad comment, man. It's a mad comment.
Jamie, these are our chats, mate. This is what we've been doing for the last year.
Dirty bastards, assemble!
It's just mad, isn't it? I think I look at.
He had a lad that used to come onto his camera. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
When you had a call in.
Oh, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah. That's what we were talking about earlier. That geezer was here earlier.
X-rated calling.
No, this is just. I think Mark Gay. I think Liverpool looking at him because he can play in them DM areas as well on the pitch. So I think that's why they might be looking at him, and they get a lot of game time as well because he's also. We've never had the defender at our football club that can give Virgil a rest, and Gay's one of them players that can come and give Virgil a rest as well. So, I think that happens. I'm
very, very hopeful that there's no truth to the rumours of, Liverpool being open to sell Canate this summer. Because, don't get me wrong, if someone was willing to offer 50 million euros, it's hard to turn down for a player with a year left who could be looking to leave. But I would love a season of Guehi and Canate as options, as rotation. And I just think it dramatically increases our chances of not just winning the league, but actually on all fronts and competing on all fronts in a real big way. And if I can only have that for one season only, seize the opportunity. And in a year's time, guess what? Leone will be a year more experienced. You'll need to start looking for the Joe Gomez replacement, most likely. So, new options will come. And for me, that's all right, as long as there's a sort of light at the end of the tunnel. It's sound. The Elliott one really intrigues me because do you know when you just get that little feeling that a player just does not want to go? He's open to it. He loves the idea of playing football, but the idea of playing for Liverpool just means that little bit more, even if it's just for another season. I'm not saying he's willing to commit his whole career to this, but till next year, it's not the worst option. Sit on the bench for one more year, win a couple of more trophies, make a few cameos and see how it goes. Notice the fragility of the squad and see if you can have any last grasp of potentially getting into it, which highly, highly unlikely, but you never know how he perceives the situation himself. Friggin', I just think that there's so many things and spins, and I agree with K-Mac. I think there's going to be something that happens that we just don't even see. Do you know what I mean, Jay?
I think there's going to be a surprise transfer by the end of the window.
Jamie Vardy.
And it just appears that Jamie Vardy. He should be the Callum Wilson replacement. I've kept saying this. If you need a Callum Wilson replacement, get
he's right there, man. He's right there.
Get Jamie Vardy for the Callum Wilson. That's my stance on.
I mean, to be honest, we could probably just sign Jamie Vardy for his wife. She's worth millions for merchandise.
She's worth millions. She's a grass hair lad.
She's also a pain in the arse. Do you know what I mean? So, and also, she likes talking to that fucking rag as well, don't they? So
I was joking. That was a joke.
Let me reach that.
I don't want Jamie Vardy.
I think there could be a surprise coming up that we didn't know. Look, who fucking knew we were going to buy Verts? You know what I mean? It's just, it's just one of them things, ain't it? Like
Bayern Munich didn't even know.
No, exactly. The only person who knew was Indy. Big up to Indy, man.
Yeah, big up Indy. Indy's been bang on, by the way, mate.
Before, I don't know when we're wrapping up. I'm in no rush, but I'm sure you.
Yeah, I'll go wrap up in a minute.
Go on, let me just read this one tweet and then I'll let you go, James.
Can I just say one thing about Elliot before we finish?
Go on.
Elliot goes to Crystal Palace. He's got a really good chance of getting into the World Cup team.
No, disagree heavily. But we'll save that debate for another show.
Crystal Palace under Glasner play some really good football, mate. And
not better than
look
Palmer,
at the amount
not
of
better than the other
look at the amount of players that are internationals for Palace now.
Not better than Palmer, not better than the other 10.
It's because where he plays, ain't it? It's his position.
It's a strong depth. It's strong depth. Anyway, let me just read this dead quick before we wrap up. Yeah, this was a tweet that I posted 2 months ago, and this was genuinely just taken. In fact, no, sorry, not 2 months ago. It was when Ekatike signed, so it would have been the 21st of July. So we're approaching an entire month of this being posted. And I was meant to say 2 weeks, by the way, chat. I apologise. When it turns out it was still a month. I said, nah, I want to piss some people off. Finish the Ekatike deal. This was when we just got linked to Ekatike heavily and that we were putting the bid in for him and we were hijacking it from Newcastle. Nah, I want to piss some people off. Finish the Ekatike deal. Get my guy Isak out of jail and on a priv jet to Merseyside. Get me Rodrigo for banter. Get me Gahey for vibes. And get me a contract extension for Jay Speedham at the under-23s. I want it all, motherfuckers.
You might get free of that five.
I think Jay's got one, hasn't he?
I was going to say, I've already got the Ekatike one over the line. Gahey's looking positive. Isak, we never know because he's still in jail. But wants us. And that was prior to it being absolutely certain dead on that deal could happen. Get me Rodrigo for banter. That appears to be what the data nerds are planning. And just get Jay Speedham a contract extension because that just shows you have huge balls. You signing all these ballers.
The wild thing about Jay Speedham is how on earth are you still playing at the age of 35, 36, and you're basically going around crunching 16 to 18 year olds,
18 to 21 year olds. He plays with the 23s.
How is that even legal?
Hey, fair game,
fair game, man. He's making a living. Man.
He's making a living. He's trying to feed the kids.
Right, guys. Listen, we are out of here because we've gone over 2 hours, so 2 hours 20 minutes. It's been an epic stream. We've had around 900 people in the chat on Twitter and YouTube tonight. So
nice.
Yeah, big up everyone. Make sure you're hitting that like and sharing and subscribing. Make sure you go and subscribe to Mr. Redmond because he might one day go. You never know. You might like a Liverpool transfer. It might happen out of nowhere. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But he's always welcome on here. He might even turn up tomorrow night and big up. You never know. Always thank you to K-Mac as well. Big up to K-Mac. Big up to Cal who jumped on as well. Big up to everyone in the chat who sat with us as well. The supers as well. Appreciate all the love, guys. It's been an epic evening. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow, guys, around 9:30 as my feeding show into Big Up at 10:30 with the Cottage Boys and maybe Mr. Redmond if he fancies it.
And you can feed into Jamie's show as well with me before that if you want.
There you go. See,
I had to move my show because I didn't want to clash with Jamie.
There you go. So you got a whole Thursday night. Your Thursday night is sorted.
Sorted.
Your Thursday night is sorted. So make sure you're doing that, guys. Checking in, and it's going to be a good one. So appreciate you guys, James, K-Mac, Cal, chat, everyone. Appreciate it, love. Thank you for all being here.